ladies and gentlemen, here we are, we're back. It is Sunday, October the 25th, 2021, 6:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 43 years ago today, the original Halloween was released in theaters in the United States, and the rest is history, ladies and gentlemen. It is episode 129 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Tony, Michael, and I are watching the original Halloween. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! We are live, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dave McRae, coming to you live from the VoiceMann Studios in Toronto, Canada. He's Tony Michael in Atlanta, Georgia. And that's right, 43 big years ago today, the original Halloween was released in theaters on October the 25th, 1978. It is now October the 25th, 2021. Are you ready? This is our big lead up to, of course, Halloween night. And we'll make that announcement now. So next Sunday, we'll make this announcement periodically throughout the film as well. And of course, when we go to the Q&A. Next Sunday night, 6 days from now is Halloween, October the 31st. We usually do our Two Dudes show on on Mondays at 6 p.m. We are doing next week's show on Sunday because it is Halloween. And instead of 6 p.m., we are doing it at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just to give, some parents a chance to go out with the kiddies and go trick-or-treating and all that kind of stuff. So we're doing it at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But wait, there's more. Frank Riker and Darren Sands, one of my two great moderators here of the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast, at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so a few hours before Tony and I, Sunday afternoon, they are watching Halloween 2018 live. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes, a new car. I mean, that's what this is like. It's like, oh, but wait, there's more. It's like the Showcase Showdown on The Price is Right. So you can have a double feature. You can have the Halloween 18 with Frank and Darren at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast. Darren and Frank, if you're in the chat, you guys are, feel free to throw your link into the chat. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can follow it up with Halloween Kills, because Tony and I are watching Halloween Kills at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Peacock. And if you do not live in the United States and you live in Canada or overseas somewhere where it doesn't get Peacock, we recommend a VPN.
Yes.
Try that out. Figure it out. You have 6 days to figure all that out, but that's how we're going to do it. We are watching Halloween Kills on Peacock next Sunday at 8 p.m. Tony, how the hell are you, my man?
I am good. And for those who are wondering how Dave's watching it on Peacock, he's going through my account, and the answer, no, you cannot have my password, folks.
That's right. That's right.
That's how much trust I got with this dude.
That's it. I mean, besides the fact that I have sold all his credit card information and
it's just PayPal.
Well, PayPal. Well, I've sold it all. No. I really appreciate Tony allowing me the chance to do that as a Torontonian here and not able to access it after the fact. I have. Which is how
the cool part is we can watch it simultaneously. That would, that was the one I wanted to make sure, because when it first came out. So, it's gonna be cool to watch that next weekend or next Sunday night. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun to kind of sit down and we'll probably have about 9 trillion people in the chat room for that one.
I'm sure.
Hey, Dave. No, I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm not even. Not even gonna get it. Halloween 1, I brought out, before we start the movie, we got Danielle Harrell, I think is how you say that. Oh, it says
Danielle Harris? What?
Danielle Harris is here, ladies and gentlemen. He says, congrats on 25,000 subs, Dave. Proud to be a McRae sub for 5 years now. I'm on my way right now to Florida to see the Rolling Stones. Very cool. Have a rockin' time, man, and thank you very much. Yeah, just the other day I passed 25,000 subs, and I'll probably do a 25K Q&A at some point maybe this week. But I busted out my Michael Myers, my H1 1978 Michael Myers mask. I know Tony's got one in the back there. I decided to bust mine out here. And this is the AHG MMK. Look at that sexy thing that Tony is holding there in his hand. And no, I'm not talking about his penis. Good night, everybody. I'll be here all week. Ba-dum-bum-ching. Woo! Good night. But this is Myers collectors will know what that means. Of course, the AHG MMK. Let me back up here a little bit. I don't want to hit the light that's there, but here you go. So there is mine, ladies. Hold that up, Tony. Hold it up. There's Tony's. There's mine. Sexy beasts. Sexy beasts.
This is my, I call it, yes, it is. I call it my Halloween H2O mask. And let me explain to you why. Because my guy who's in the process of now making me 2 more masks, it's a little bit scruffed up. It's, and especially when I do my post-production work on it, like, the picture I posted today, I'm able to make it look like not so much the 2018 weathered, but like it's progressing to that point. You know what I mean? And that's what I told him. I said, look, I need something like when he made this for me, I need something kind of in like what H2O should have probably looked like when they did the movie. Like, like the mask isn't quite where 2018 is, but it's been 20 years. And I think if you saw the picture that I posted today on Instagram and with what I'm able to do in post-production, because of what he did to the mask, and like Dave says all the time, the lighting and how I'm able to light the mask, it really gives it.
Lighting's really important.
It gives it that not quite weathered look, but it's good enough. Now, the 2 that he's making for me at the moment is one's going to be an actual 78 one where it's going to be a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more fresh, not like this. But what he's going to do is he's going to do a 2018 version like this. So not like they did in the movie. It's going to basically be like what I felt the mask should have looked like in the 2018 film. So you're going to see more of these features, and then it's going to be a lot more weathered. So I'm going to have 3 different types of Michaels that I can do. I could do the OG 78 in the photos, and then I can do my own, like, when I put this mask on, that's like an H2O, and then I can do a 40 years later because in case you guys didn't know, I started to bring back the photos on that Instagram account. Strictly Michael. There's going to be no other character. I'm not going to kill myself doing all the characters. I'm just doing Michael. So I'm sure your audience will be happy to hear that.
I'm sure they are. They're having orgasms right now and ejaculating all over their computer screens.
Well, the cool thing, like Devin said to me when we watched Kills, he was like, and besides, texting me saying, I knew you were going to do this, because he sort of began the seed process of it. He's like, dude, you don't just have to like do 1978 shots and everyone has to dress in 1978.
No, not at all.
With this new timeline now, he's like, you could do modern Michael pictures and the girls can be dressed in modern times now. And that's when I started to think, I'm like, he's not wrong. Like I technically could. I just like going for that whole authenticity, but the financial aspect of it.
Yep, exactly.
It's like fucking crazy. So
for sure. It'll
be fun.
Yep, absolutely. So this is I think this is about 6
It's going to be like more like yours. That's the one that I'm going to get for the the one you're holding up.
This mask, and it's a thin pull. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a thin pull. And this is it's got the correct hair, and the weathering is fantastic. I didn't set up the lighting correctly, but place it back here, of course, you get that vibe, right? You can kind of see how it begins to sort of stand out and pop, which is great. And
he's going to replace the hair on mine. I asked him to do I wanted to see what darker brown would look like on this, and I like it. It kind of has almost an H4, like if the H4 mask was like this,
right?
You know what I mean? Like it has that kind of look to it. But when he sends me out the 2 new ones, I'm going to send it back. No, he's going to replace the hair and do more like what you've got.
This is more authentic because he didn't.
A little more lighter, not so dark, because now that I've got that camera that I posted the other day where I can take night pictures, when I took pictures with this, I was like, fuck, I can't find the hair. Like it's really hard.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
But what you're holding, that I need just a little bit lighter, you know?
Yep. That's cool stuff. And of course, this is my H18 mask. This was independently created. This is not a Trick or Treat Studios mask. This was independently created before Tots even began selling Trick or Treat Studios masks. So this is not a Tots mask. This is some cool shit. This is a great mask. Really awesome mask. They did, and it was designed based on what we saw in the trailer. So it's fucking fantastic. I love this thing. Shout out to Chris Baber for sending this to me. One of our other mods who sent this to me about 3 years ago. Awesome
it's been
stuff.
that long, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. This is not, like I said, it's not a Tots mask. It's a completely different mold. Let me see if I can. It says Chris Baber there, and then it says Morbid Illusions FX. I wonder if Morbid Illusions FX.
Actually, it's Chris Baber who sent me a mask that I donated as part of the It's Me Billy campaign and gave to who did I give that to? I forget who won that.
Todd Fair,
but someone won that mask. Yeah. But anyways, Chris's guy is the one, like he did the first, and he did this one. Obviously he must have done the one that Dave's holding. Yeah. Because that's the guy who's doing my mask. It's the same connection through Chris.
Right.
So exactly. Yeah, he does a really good job at making these.
Yeah. Sorry, just putting up the light a little. I'm just turning up the light a little bit, so people can see this. A little bit of sort of what the mask looks like. Again, a lot of people have asked me if it's a Tots rehaul, and it's not. It's not Tots at all. Totally independent. Yeah, it was like I said, it was made before they even started selling them. Let me see if I can take this off the thing here.
Okay. You should put it on. Put it on, Dave. Put it on. Put it on. Put it on. Come on.
Come on.
Put it on, Dave. Put it on.
It's good stuff. It's awesome. So now that Tony and I have flexed our penises.
I got Judith back there. Can't forget about old. Can't forget. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a little dark.
Oh, there we go.
But I got Judith's tombstone hanging back there, and the OG pumpkin lit up behind me as well.
Yeah, I see that. That looks awesome. Cool stuff. Yeah, I wish I could set up my H1 in the back. I don't know. Can't really set it up so you can see it though. I can't. I'd have to. I don't know if that's gonna do it. Well, maybe it will.
I need to do something to brighten up that Judith tombstone. I got to reach out to my person just to give it a little bit of pop. It's a little pop. I mean, I can do it in Photoshop, but sometimes it's a pain in the ass.
He's coming for you. Kind of almost that shot right there almost kind of looks like when he steps around the corner and he's chasing Lori in H2 and he's walking towards her, towards the hospital.
Yeah.
A little bit, and kind of see that a little bit, right? See that there. Yeah, that's some good stuff. This is a fantastic H1 mask. Again, if you're in the mask collecting community, you'll know what an AHG MMK is. It was I don't know if it's too sought after anymore, but at one time it definitely was. It's got a tremendous look, and it's awesome stuff.
It's iconic, man.
Yep, for sure.
It's iconic. You know, we owe everything to Captain fucking Kirk.
Captain Kirk, baby, Captain Kirk.
Not only that, but we also owe everything to the Beatles too, because I don't know if you guys know. Well, maybe I'm sure everyone knows, but John Carpenter's father. John Carpenter's a big Beatles fan to begin with. Mm-hmm. John Carpenter's father taught him 5/4 time, which was 5/4 time is a drum beat.
Yep. Right.
Which is a very common beat that the Beatles. Ringo was really known for playing those like really off the cuff riffs and beats and whatnot. And then obviously, you know, I mean, the Beatles weren't responsible for the Halloween theme, but it got John interested in obviously music and playing music and, you know, and his dad teaching him 5/4 time on the bongos, as he says. That's his story. And then obviously the rest is history. That it's amazing that, you know, that simple beat on a drum, that sounds, it really does. If you ever hear it on a drum beat, it sounds so fucking weird, but cool. If it's accompanied with cool instruments, it sounds really cool, but by itself, it just not. But then when you take it and put it on a piano, I mean, fuck. The rest is history.
That's it. All right. I'm going to put this. I don't know if this is going to work here. Hang on a sec. Before we get started, I know we got to get to the fucking thing, guys. Hang on a sec. Let me just put this down a little bit. You know what, I'm going to do this. Ooh. Where's that? Oh, the light's coming from the fucking screen. That's where it's coming from. Hang on a sec. There we go. That's a little better. Put this guy up here a little bit like this, maybe.
You know what I need to do? I should. I
don't think you can see him. Can't really see him now.
He looks like Ben Tramer with the light shining on him.
You know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll fucking take it off this. Just give me a second. Hang on a sec. Just give me a second. Calm down, everybody. Calm down.
Calm down.
Actually, I don't know if is that gonna work?
Helen Park, what are my thoughts on the Batman trailer? Fucking looks great. Looks fucking amazing. I had a fucking fangasm 3 times when I watched it. Even though I'm not really into comic books, with the exception of the Batman universe. I'm very excited to see this. And Robert's take on the year one. I mean, obviously if you're a Batman fan, then you guys know what I'm talking about.
Whoa.
I'm anxious to see what they do with that in year one and his approach to it, because as I've said, I've said this from the get-go, Pattinson's acting, fuck Twilight, forget that shit. Right. You look at what this dude is doing now and what he's been doing. Dude's throwing it down when it comes to being a really good actor. So all these fucking idiots out there like, we got a sparkly Batman now. Shut up.
That's it. Yeah.
Besides, I'm fucking Team Edward anyway, so piss off.
Team Edward, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you remember that shit, dude? Do you remember how crazy that was when that was at the peak? Like Team Edward, Team Jacob. That. I was like, oh my God, this is ridiculous.
Of course I remember that. I should have put that there earlier in my Halloween coverage. Anyway, there you go.
Dude, that's what we should do next. That's how we should be for Halloween next week. I'll be Edward, you be Jacob. You dress as a wolf.
Done.
I'll dress as a vampire.
I'm dressing up as the girl. What's the girl's name? Paige? I don't know.
Belle?
Is it Belle?
I think it's Belle, right? It's Belle. I have no idea. Right?
Something like
Kristen Stewart.
Oh,
right?
Kristen Stewart. Yeah. That's her. Her name's Belle in the movie. Anyway. Okay, on to Halloween. I'm watching it off YouTube. Tony's watching it off iTunes. We are both paused just a few seconds before the original Halloween theme begins to play. So we hope you're going to be watching along with us. This is going to be fun. And here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Oh, it's Bella. Thanks, Cody. There's that music.
There it is. No beat, no beat, folks. Mustafa Akkad presents. There it is. There's the jack-o'-lantern that started it all. There was a super chat that came in.
There was a few that came in.
Yeah, you're right. I did get that one, and then there was one. It was just a donation. James Fallon sends in $5. Thank you, James. And then Ryan Maley sends in $4.99. Says, "Howdy, Dave and Tony. Do you guys recall your first reactions to the ending of this masterpiece? My younger self couldn't grasp what JC was getting at. I don't recall my first. No, I don't. It was like 35 years ago. I don't recall.
I think for me, it was more of like, finally, because we've shared this story like a million times on here about how growing up, not having access to the original Halloween on VHS because none of the local mom and pop shops carried it. It was 2, 3, 4, 5, and that was it. And some places didn't even carry 3. You were lucky to get 3.
That's it.
And it wasn't until obviously Blockbuster came into our area in 1993 when I was finally able to see it. So I think for me, it was more of like a finally moment because for years my poor uncle, God bless his soul, man, because for years I'd be asking him about this movie. Tell me, certain, like this is back when I was a kid and I didn't care about being spoiled. So he would describe the scenes and stuff happening in the movie that he could remember and recall.
Cool.
And then I had to like basically make it up into my mind of what happened. You know what I mean? Until I finally saw it.
Right. And I know some people have, this is crazy. Some people have thought that the shape of his eye there is kind of like the profile of Michael Myers. Like, stop it. Listen, fans, I love you all. Stop it. No, I think I can see his, no, enough of this.
But the real question is, Dave, I've been dying all week to ask you this question tonight.
Yes, ask me it. I think I need a little.
Will Bob die tonight?
Bob is going to die tonight.
But will Paul die tonight?
Oh, Paul. I just had to turn on the light a little bit there because I know it's casting a bit on the mask, but it looks kind of cool though. Yeah.
Evil will not die tonight, though. I can tell you that much.
We're at the scene here where Michael is just walking up to the steps. Little 6-year-old Michael POV walking up to the steps here and looking
good
at
old Dean Cundy on that Panaglide.
It might have been him. It might have been the camera operator, though. I don't know
or
if he
whoever. If
he was actually attached to the Panaglide or not. I'm not sure, but he would have been probably watching.
I think they all kind of took terms with it, right? Because it was so new at the time. I think they all kind of, everybody was pretty much pitching in this movie.
Yeah. Well, you would have had a designated camera operator who knew how to use it. And then they would have been hired in to come in and do that.
The stories I love hearing, like from Tommy Lee Wallace, how he talks about this opening shot sequence and just how many people are just out of frame.
That's it.
Moving shit around as they're shooting this shit. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, when they go upstairs. Yeah, and moving all sorts of stuff.
Like literally, these people are just literally outside of the frame. And that's just,
Well, it's funny. Like, again,
movie magic, baby.
Yep. And again, I don't mean to, but because I just shot a movie where we had, there is a porch. Not anymore, but there was.
But in the movie, I was debating.
Well, it's a porch that kind of goes around the side.
Is it like a sun porch, like an enclosed porch? That goes into the kitchen? I
don't know. That's a good question.
I thought he walked up directly into the kitchen. No, that person was right. I'm going to send them a message later that, there is like a screen like
almost like a mudroom or something. There's like a little in between. That. There's a little in between. But yeah, no, it is cool. Like with the movie we just did, of course, It's Me, Billy, where we had a 2-minute shot that was not cut. It is funny. I mean, I can look at that shot and I can tell you where everybody is. And it's just kind of funny, like do you remember in my movie, Tony, when Sam stops at the window and says, Justine, right? And then she turns and pivots and starts to go down the stairs.
Yes.
Well, right behind, like when you're following her, our second AC and our first AC are sitting on a couch, like right to her left. And they're just sitting there pulling focus and on the monitor and stuff. And they're watching. It's just funny when you know where everybody is, you don't look at it the same way again.
No. Yeah. You, the filmmaker, don't look at It's Me, Billy the way we look at it, because we don't see the shit that's literally happening a foot away from what's in the frame.
That's it. And when she goes down the stairs,
pulling out his fucking hair, this is not working.
Oh fuck, and myself and Bruce were watching that whole one take place. We were actually in the room where she goes, Justine, Justine's room. It's open ajar. I'm actually in that room. I'm in there with like 4 other people watching on a monitor. So it's just kind of funny,
So Michael and Judith's room are connected, like kind of like a Jack and Jill. That's what we call them for real estate down here, like real estate rooms, rooms that are connected with connected bathrooms like that, Jack and Jill's.
Yeah.
I don't know if they call that the same thing up here. I mean, it's just how we label it in the listing for the agent.
There it is. Stabbed her in the tits.
And so it begins as Deborah Hill stabs Sandy Johnson, or whatever the hell her last name is.
Sandy Johnson, yeah. There it is. Oops. Stabbed her in the tits. Let me see here. Let's get a few of these super chats. I don't want to miss them. Let's see. Pumpkinhead sends in $5. Says, "Hi, Dave. I think Michael Myers after Halloween 2, 1981 was pumping iron for Halloween 4 with those shoulder pads." Yeah, I could not agree more, man. He was pumping iron in the Coma Gym. Here it comes. Here comes the cinematic tableau. Michael, there it is. The mask comes off. The camera is on a crane. And it's pulling back. Now, of course, you could do this with a drone.
She should have never moved her hands.
It's pulling back.
She should have just stayed still.
Because that's what, I still think you would have had, because knowing fandom, you still would have had people go, why are they just standing there? But you're right. The fact that she moved her hands only helps to kind of throw the illusion off. And I think if this wasn't a low budget movie that cost $320,000 or $25,000, whatever it was, I would have said cut and I would have done it again. Maybe Carpenter didn't care, but that's what that is. It's not that they're waiting to do it. It's like a freeze frame.
And from what I understand, in a recent video that Tommy Lee Wallace popped up in here on YouTube that I watched, that was the last shot that they filmed in the movie.
Now, hang on a sec. I just realized that because I'm watching it on YouTube, I'm watching the TV cut. You've already gone into...
Okay, all right, tell them. I'll pause it when Loomis and Marion are... I'll tell you, hold on. Let me get to the part where they're talking. Okay, it's I paused it. Loomis, it's the very first shot on Loomis. So tell me when you get there.
Hang on. There.
I'm watching it on iTunes, folks.
Yeah.
So if you're watching it with me, like it's just the
okay.
regular
Now
version.
I paused. We're on Loomis profile.
Okay.
Start. Here we go. All right.
You see Marion smoke.
Yeah, that's right. I guess I should have said we're watching the theatrical cut, but the TV cut again, in my opinion, it's not officially canon. It was just something that was added in to help extend it for NBC in the early 80s. This is the official theatrical cut. So that's why I wanted to, but I didn't realize that the YouTube one for free is.
So that means when we do some of the shots there at Lori's house are probably, when
it gets to it, you'll have to pause it and I'll have to go on again. Okay, here we go. Ready? And go. All right. On Loomis in the car. You can give.
Tell me when he says he hasn't spoken a word in 15 years, because mine started up again.
Okay, hang on. You'll probably hear this.
You ever done anything like this before?
Can you hear that?
Only minimum
Just say as soon as he starts, as soon as that line's coming, tell me.
All right. What's the line again?
He hasn't spoken a word.
Oh. 200 yards up on the right.
He just said the driveway's 200 yards up on the right, and I've paused it.
No, I'm at the point where he says.
Yeah, but that's after that point. So you can go forward.
Tell me when he says, just try to understand what he's dealing with here.
Okay.
That's where I paused it. And it's blacked right now.
The only thing that ever bothers me is their gibberish.
All right.
When they start raving on and on.
Good.
No, hang on. You have anything to worry about. He hasn't spoken a word in 15 years. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Hit it. All right. There we go.
I'm at don't underestimate it.
Oh, were you? Oh, wow.
I told you. Are you listening to me?
Oh, I was listening to you. Hang on.
Don't you think we could refer to it as him?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I just paused it again. Marianne Chambers said, your compassion overwhelms me. When she says that, pause it.
All right. Yep, okay.
Compassion's overwhelming, doctor.
Paused. Okay, ready to go.
Okay,
5,
ready?
4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, there we go. She's lighting the cigarette now.
She's lighting the cigarette. We're good.
Yeah, so if you want to know the time stamp, ask Tony. Don't ask me because it's a little wonky for me. I love the mood of this scene, though. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see anything outside. They're probably not actually really driving, to be honest with you. That's we did that in our film too. It's very easy to do when you want to create the illusion that you're out in the middle of nowhere. You actually don't have to have the car moving. You might put up a couple of black cloth, on either side of the car to sort of eliminate any sort of, things that the camera may pick up that look like, like trees that look like they're still. But as long as as the audio is convincing in post, maybe you get a few of the crew members to rock the car ever so gently. And yeah, I mean, it's totally believable. Now, I don't know if they weren't actually driving, but it wouldn't surprise me if they weren't, because you don't need to, because everything's so black outside. And it makes it easier to shoot that way too, especially a low budget film. But it's great. I mean, great. The mood, the rain, the thunder. It's great. It's great stuff. This poetic dialogue that he's saying. It's like, what does he mean? Just try to understand what we're dealing with here. Don't underestimate it. Don't you think we could refer to it as him? If you say so. What do you mean if I say so? Here he is. He's jumped onto the car. Here comes the wrench. Here comes the wrench. There it is.
According to Nick Castle too, in another interview I watched here not too long ago, he doesn't hit the window. That's a stunt guy. That's right. But that is him on top, or that's him out there in the rain. And yeah. And this is not him coming up in a second.
Watch for the wrench. Man. Here comes the wrench, baby. There it is.
I see the wrench.
Yep. And that's Nick Castle right there.
Hey, it's 1970s camera trick. No one probably thought back then that people would pick up on it.
No, of course not. The evil is gone. Hi. Get out now.
Although it does kind of take away from Michael's strength, but whatever.
Oh,
or maybe Michael intended to have a wrench.
Maybe he did. Maybe he took it from the toolbox.
That's why he got a jumpsuit. He's a little mechanic in case he needed to do a little tweak into the car.
And that's the last time we see Marion Chambers before Halloween 18. But Dave, she was in 2 and H2O. Those are not canon in the new timeline. Excuse me, not H18, H kills, I mean. So, oh man. The legacy characters in Halloween Kills, in my opinion, were so underutilized. They could have done so much more with those characters. It was so disappointing to bring them back. I mean, listen, I'm not a fan of H2O, but Marion Chambers' role in Halloween H2O was far better than her role in Halloween Kills. I'll be honest with you. She was like, I don't even know why she was there. It's it's just like, hey, remember her? Well, yeah, but give her something to do. This is for Loomis. Why? There it is. I've been to that house. The people who own that house are very nice. It looks exactly like that today, like literally. The house is a different color and the door is a different color. But in terms of where she is and the sidewalk and the curb and everything and the foliage, it looks identical. Like that looks like a photo I could have taken 2 years ago. Looks identical to that.
You see the neighborhood I found that I'm going to be doing Halloween pictures at?
No, I'm going to have to check this out.
I shared it online on Instagram stories yesterday.
Okay, cool.
It may or may not be still up, but the neighborhood that I found that I'm going to be doing day and night pictures of, because now I'm able to shoot at night.
Yeah.
It looks just like this.
Very
It's got the sidewalks. It's got the trees on the edge of the sidewalks over the road. Like, yeah. There's a school that's in walking distance from
palm
there.
Trees.
So well, no.
Sorry to interrupt.
Palm trees.
No. But there's the palm trees in the background that people have known.
There's little cool alleyways and shit.
That's right. That's right.
Really fucking cool. It's the closest that I could find in this area that looks like Haddonfield.
Mm-hmm. This is a good question from Bobby Hall. He says, D&T, Dave and Tony, would you say that the original intent of Michael Myers was that he's definitely part supernatural and we just don't know why? Or are we supposed to wonder if he's supernatural? Well, I think it's twofold. I think there's two. I think for the vast majority of the movie, you are supposed to be in doubt. Is he a man? Is he not? Right? That's the whole idea. And then Carpenter goes that little one step further by he's being shot 6 times. He falls off the balcony and he's gone. Now, like today, that's not a big deal, right? I mean, today we're so desensitized. I mean, there's so many. Like it's just not a big deal. It's by today's standards and by today's movies and by today's villains, what happens to Michael at the end of part 1 is just not a big deal. But in 1978, that fucking shit was like, whoa, oh, what the fuck? He's gone. I mean, listen to the audience reaction on that video that's on YouTube when they're watching it in 1978. You think it's crazy, right? It's crazy. So you got to watch it with its context. But I think there's that moment where that's the moment where it's kind of like, because remember, this is supposed to be just one movie, right? One movie. That's what it was. So I think that is the moment where it's like, oh, it was the boogeyman. So there is more to him, but we still don't know what it is. So for I'm going to say, see, the movie's 91 minutes long. I'm going to say 89 minutes of those 91 minutes. Well, that might include credits, but you know what I mean? 85 minutes of the movie, you're supposed to be like, I don't know. It's strange. He's there. He's not there, but he is a man and he was locked up and he was a boy. What's going on? It's so fucking weird. We can't. And then there's that moment where you're like, oh, no way. Fuck. And then it's over. You know what I mean? It's great. It was perfect. Oh, by the way, pause it. I'm having a Halloween 2 a Halloween 1 cut.
Tell me when Loomis says he was doing very well last night and he just starts his car up, because that's where I'm at, and Wynn is standing out on the curb.
Okay, 1 second.
So when you get there, you tell me.
Okay.
He's starting up the car.
Okay, starting up the car. There he is. And get back in there and get back on the telephone and tell him exactly who walked out of here last night and tell him exactly where he's going. Probably going. Sam, for Christ's sakes, Haddonfield's 150 miles away from here, and for Christ's sakes, he can't drive a car. He was doing very well last night. Maybe somebody around here gave him lessons. Okay, he throws his coat in, he gets in the car, and he's in the car.
Did he start it?
Yes. He's backing out now.
Yep.
And look at that stance from Wynn.
I think there's only one more time this is going to happen to us, right? And then I think then we sync up, because they only added a couple scenes.
That's right. I think it's when they go into the Myers in the into the interior of the actual Elm Street house.
That's right.
Yeah. So here we are. This is
Lori's house is Nancy's house.
That's right. That's right. So Lori is here having her. And what the teacher is talking about here in Fate and all that, it totally rings true. It brings it home. This is the very first time she lays eyes on Michael Myers right here. This is it. The rest is history. There it is right there. Who the fuck is that standing behind that car? They lock eyes the first time. There it is, folks.
Lori? You really think he saw her through the windows? It's kind of tough to see people through windows.
He knows she's there. He knows she's there. He knows. Lori, yes, ma'am. Answer the fucking question. She said it like that. Answer the fucking question, bitch. But this is great too because she speaks long enough to give him time to actually drive the car away, which is good. It's like, strange. That would be creepy. Like that's a good scene. Like genuine. That would be a great scene in an original film today. Like I just mean in the sense of like if we had never seen anything like that, it holds up in terms of its intent.
Have you ever seen the shot? I'm sure you have. You ever seen the still shot of Michael grabbing the kid or Nick grabbing the kid and how the cheeks of the mask are so sunk in on his face?
That's Mickey. So the kids here, the kid on the left here in the blue jacket, that's Mickey Yablans. That's Erwin Yablans' son. And then of course the other two I'm not too familiar with. They might have been his buddies. I can't remember. Maybe not. But it's Mickey Yablans who plays Richie, who's the one that actually trips Tommy Doyle. When I had dinner with him and his family, he was making sure that I knew that because he was like, everybody thinks it was Lonnie that did it. It's like, no, it's me, damn it. It was really funny. It was a funny exchange. And this is Mickey here who runs into Myers as well. And then Tommy is, of course, he busts his pumpkin and he's walking across the field. Now, again, a lot of people have incorrectly, said, have thought that I said that we don't see Michael during the daytime in the original Halloween because I had issues with that in Halloween 18. It's how they show Michael during the day. As you can see here, take Tony's mention of the still behind the scenes photo of him and Mickey Yablans, because that was
goofy.
Yeah,
it does. The mask, like just
shot.
how it just looks really goofy. The cheeks are all sunken in.
Yeah, it was a BTS shot. But in the actual film, you don't see his face, and you don't see his face here. Right. Yeah. You never see his face close up during the day. The only time you see his face close up is when we start to get into the night, because I've always seen it as Michael is that storm on the horizon, right? You see him in the distance. It's like those dark clouds that are rolling on in, and they begin to roll on in, and they're getting closer and closer and closer, and you can't quite make them out. You can't quite see him. And then when nighttime falls and Halloween night is officially here, then you see him close up, and it's like, wow, the storm has arrived. Now shit's getting real. So I always thought that's the issue I had with sort of what they did with Michael in H18. It wasn't that they were showing him during the day. It was that I wish they could have showed him more from a distance, or, like that shot with Michael closing the trunk and seeing him through the back of the windshield in that movie. It's a great shot, but I would have preferred that shot at nighttime, for example. He closes the trunk and he's got like one side of his face lit and you're like, wow, fuck, just different creative choice.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot, you guys. Son of a bitch.
What's happening?
Halloween's on Netflix.
Oh, is it? Is it on Netflix? So. The original?
I think so.
I know the 18 film is. How you doing, Mike? What's shaking?
Oh no, the 18 is available for you guys, not us. That's what it is.
Yeah. What's going on, Mike? What's happening? You want to say something? Say something. Go ahead. Say something. Talk. Talk, Mike. Talk. Why don't you say something? Say something. He's not talking. He's the silent type. There's Freddie Mercury right there in the bushes. Naked.
His cameo.
Naked, yep. Another One Bites the Dust. That's where he got the idea for Another One Bites the Dust, was right there, folks. We're from Haddonfield. Couldn't be prouder. Totally. Nancy Loomis is coming up here in a second. Nancy Loomis, Nancy Keys now, is 29 years old in this movie. Tony, how old do you think Brackett is in this movie? How old do you think Charles Cyphers is?
Early 40s, mid 40s.
Okay, you're not far off. He's 39.
Okay.
But he doesn't look 39. No disrespect to Charles Cyphers, but does Charles Cyphers look 39 in this movie?
No, he looks mid 40s.
He looks. I think he might even look 50 something. Wait till you see his face. I sound so bad. I love you, Chuck. I do. Anyway, Nancy Loomis is only 10 years younger than Charles Cyphers in this movie. She's 29 in this movie. Laurie Strode is legitimately like 19.
Yeah, her and PJ are about the closest thing to high school in this movie. PJ was not that much older than her.
No, and that's
maybe
why
a year or two.
I think she was 25 or something. Hey, Google, how old is PJ Souls?
71 years old.
She's 71. So 71, 61, 51, 41, 31, 30, 29, 28. No, she was 28. She was 28.
Shit. She's a lot old. She was older than all.
Well, no, Nancy Loomis, Annie, 29, 28. Yeah, they're a lot older. That's why they seem older. They don't seem like high school kids, but at the same time, it's kind of believable. Hey, jerk, speed kills. Shouldn't have said that, Annie. He fucking wants revenge. He wants revenge.
Well, look, I mean, that was very common back then. I mean, look at the cast of 90210. They were all in their mid-20s playing high school kids.
Oh, it's still common today.
Fuck.
Still common today. It's a maturity level thing. It's always easier to cast a little bit older, because you don't actually have to worry about actually kids being in high school, and it helps them. Yeah. There's a variety of reasons why. One is that just they're more mature.
The reason why I have an age limit for the girls that I will work with. You have to be 21. I won't accept anyone any young. You have to be able to buy a drink. If you can buy a drink, we can do a shoot. If you can't buy a drink, no.
Sure, I'm
not dealing with any minor bullshit.
Right. But on set, in terms of casting actual high school age kids in high school movies, it's been done for sure. But a lot of casting directors and filmmakers like to work with a little bit older because they're just more mature people. They're not actually in high school, so they don't have to worry about bringing school to the set. And because that can sometimes happen too, especially on like TV shows and stuff. But anyway.
Got some ideas brewing in my head.
And you know what? I think people falsely think that I cannot find flaws in this movie. Are you kidding me? There's flaws in this movie. Give me a break. There was a guy the other day, I forget his name. Maybe he's watching. I had said that I didn't like, I loved the flashback in Halloween Kills. I thought it was really, really well done. The only thing that I didn't like about it was when you saw sort of the lower lids of Aaron Armstrong when he had the guy with the rope or whatever. And I was like, I'm not really crazy on that. And then this guy was like, well, you saw the lower lids in Halloween 1. I'm like, yeah, and I fucking didn't like it there either. He had nothing to say to that. I'm like, come on, guys. Because you do after he sits up and he starts following Laurie, you get to, as he gets closer to the camera, you can see a little bit of the bottom of his cheek or the top of his cheekbones here a little bit. And it's something that I don't like about this movie either. Laurie, dear, he wants to talk to you. There goes John Carpenter's smoke. He wants to take you out tonight. Look at Laurie. She's all horny and ready. She's ready. Poor Laurie scared another one away. What a mean, you know what? I just realized that's a mean fucking trick she just played on her friend. Like, come here. There's this hot guy that wants to talk to you. Nope. Just kidding. Just kidding. Poor Laurie scared another one away. It's because you're a fucking loser. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Now, if you look closely, look over Annie's left shoulder. All right. You just missed it. I should have said this earlier. You can see two guys hanging out on the porch. They're not members of the crew. They were just watching the filming being done, and they peeked their heads over the top of the bush. Hilarious. I bet you a lot of you haven't noticed that. It's really cool. They just look like two people hanging out on their porch, but they're peeking over the hedge because of they're watching the movie being made. Look at this 39-year-old Brackett. Chat room, does he look 39? What do you think, Tony?
Mid 40s, 47-ish.
Yeah.
Definitely not 39.
Excuse me, Lori. Hey, Annie, how old is Lori? How old is Lori? Excuse me, Lori. Brackett is he does have kind of a slimy vibe to him, though, when he bumps into Lori.
A little bit.
It's a little bit slimy.
Kids trick-or-treating during the day? I don't think so.
I always found that kind of strange. I thought maybe it was a cultural thing. I thought maybe
back then, especially us growing up.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
You go at night.
Yeah, you do. you do. And this is just after school. So what is this? 3:30, 4 p.m. in the afternoon?
Kids wouldn't be. First of all, grammar school kids would still be in school because high school kids got out early. Grammar school kids didn't get out till later. So
right. So I never really understood that. It is,
I guess they probably just needed a scene of kids trick-or-treating and that was it.
No, but you could have just had somebody on his lawn putting up Halloween decoration. Well, it depends because she says, well, kid, I thought you outgrew superstition. So it does have to sort of match, I guess, that, whatever. Here it is here. Pay close attention. He's there. He's not there. And Lori doesn't look away. That's what makes that so creepy. That is actually the most important part about that moment, is not that she notices him in the laundry sheets or among the laundry sheets and that all of a sudden he's gone. It's the fact that she doesn't turn her head and then look back. We are given the impression that he literally dematerializes right in front of her face, but we don't see it happen. It's like he's there and he's not there. And she's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't turn away and then look back and he's gone. She's just focused right on him and suddenly he's not there. Did she see it? Did she not see it? Is this just, some sort of trick of the mind or something?
Hey,
it's fascinating
Annabelle.
stuff.
Annabelle's making an appearance in this film.
The Annabelle doll, yeah.
The actual Annabelle, the real Annabelle doll.
That's it. Raggedy Ann.
I never noticed that in the background. Under the whatever James something Ensor poster. That's
Swifty the gamer says, I live in New York and people trick or treat in the day here. What the fuck is wrong with you, New York?
No, I wouldn't. If I lived in New York, I trick or treat during the day too. Shit.
That could be the reason. That could be the reason.
I don't blame them.
That could be the reason.
But I've never noticed the Annabelle, the real Annabelle.
No, you never noticed that before?
I never noticed that. Oh. So Annabelle, I'm connecting Annabelle to Halloween. There you go.
Don't you think that Lori is she's too tall for that bed?
Just a little.
Okay, now, I've now gone into the last part of the TV cut.
So Lori's just walking out of the house and she just took a couple steps. After she closed the door, I paused it.
Okay, 1 second. Hang on a sec here.
Yeah, in fact, the reason why, from what I remember, Jamie Lee had cut her hair. That's why she's got her hair in a towel.
Correct. That and the TV cut, that's the actual inside of the real Elm Street house on Genesee Avenue. Hi, Lori. What are you doing? My name's Fanny. Hang on. Getting to it. Fast forwarding. It's actually a good scene.
You could have watched it.
No, I'm good. Okay, I paused it. She's just exiting. Ready?
All right.
And go. Okay, there we go.
I'm glad they brought this theme back in the movie. I'm so glad they brought this. Well, it's a sort of the Myers house theme. No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking of the Myers house theme. This is the theme.
No, this is Lori's theme.
No, this is Lori's theme.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Myers house theme.
You're thinking of boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
I'm thinking of the Myers house theme. I'm confusing the themes.
Boom. Yeah. Come on. Sitting on that stoop. Hey, folks, how many in the chat room, or if you're watching after the fact, comment below and let me know how many of you have been to South Pasadena, California, and how many of you have sat on that exact stoop with a pumpkin in hand and had your photo taken. I have. I've done it. Comment below and let me know if you've done it, and let me know in the chat room if you've done it. That shot, by the way, when she looks left, that shot there that you saw through her, her POV, that's not actually what that part of the street looks like. That's a different part of town. Look at this fucking car. Yeah. Oh, Paul. No, I can't do that yet. We're not there yet. Rob Thidoff says, nope. Daniel Seeley says, I've kissed the house. Did you use tongue? Aaron Click says, here in Indiana anyway. Oh, I don't know what you said before. Sometimes there's still daylight when tree. Oh yeah, I guess it depends on when you start, right? If you start at like 6 or 6:30, it's kind of at dusk. It's starting to get dark. Here it is, the old Charlie Bowles story. The old Charlie Bowles story. I'm turning it up for this.
Block 20.
Block 20. Sounds like this.
You know, every town has something like this happen.
Really? Well, tell me.
I remember over in Russellville.
Okay.
Old Charlie Bowles. About 15 years ago.
Okay, all right.
One night
I banged in the Myers house right up in Judith's room. Snuck in there.
Himself from the table.
Smashed like crazy.
Went out to the garage.
I'm glad you did, Tony.
He got himself a hacksaw.
A hacksaw?
And then he went back into the house. And he kissed his
wife and his 2 children goodbye. And then he proceeded to...
Where are we? Huh?
What?
Oh,
what did he proceed to do, you son of a bitch? You never finished the sentence. Maybe that's the future of Halloween right there. Maybe that's the future of Halloween right there. The old Charlie Bowles story. Or maybe it's Tony goes up to Judith's bedroom. That's funny. That's the future of Halloween right there.
Tony smashing in Judith's bedroom.
Yep, that's what it is.
Tony smash.
Tony smash. Tony smash. It's very primal. It's very primal of you, Tony. It's very primal of you, Tony. Tony smash.
Well, isn't that what the kids say nowadays for when it?
Oh, Frank wants to know what the does Frank want to know what the timestamp is? Tony, what's the timestamp?
31 minutes, 41 seconds.
Okay. Lori
and Annie are smoking a J.
Yep.
While listening to "Don't Fear the Reaper." Michael is tailing the 2 ladies.
Yeah. He's doing them from behind. I mean, he's following them from behind. That's what I meant. My dad. That's coming up in a second.
My dad.
It's okay. Your dad can't smell shit. Hi, ladies.
The most inept sheriff.
Oh
ever.
My God! And he
really was.
And he is the sheriff. He is not Deputy Brackett, as somebody.
Right. No, he is the sheriff.
He, of course.
I gotta say, hands down. Now, what's his name?
Meeker.
Meeker is hands down the best sheriff in this franchise.
Meeker was great in H4.
Yeah, he is a sheriff.
But he was terrible in H5.
Yeah.
They gave him nothing to do in H5.
That doesn't exist.
That's true.
I don't think it doesn't
Laurie.
exist.
Listen to this. What happened?
Somebody broke into the hardware store, probably kids.
You blame everything on kids.
Well, now all they took was some Halloween mask, rope, and a couple of knives. Well, who do you think it was?
It's hard going up.
You're probably gonna be late. Huh? I said you're probably gonna be late.
Shout,
I said, aren't you gonna be late?
Aren't you gonna be late? He says it like that. Aren't you gonna be late? Why is he saying it like that? I don't know. Bye, girls. Now listen to this for that one guy on. Okay, listen to this. He says Lee Brackett, not Deputy Brackett. Here it is.
Sheriff. Pardon me, I'm Loomis. Dr. Sam Loomis.
Lee Brackett.
I'd like to have a...
Did someone say no, you're
wrong?
No,
over on the Slaughtered Lamb Movie podcast channel, somebody had chimed in to say that he actually says Deputy Brackett. He doesn't. He says Lee Brackett. Yeah.
Oh, there's Michael driving.
There he is.
You do see a little glimpse of the mask reflecting off the sun in the window. I don't know if you guys caught that or not.
Yeah, very cool. Now, the Myers house now. Oh, damn it. I should have paused it. I didn't even think. That scene when Loomis is going like this and he's looking around and you see Michael drive behind him over Loomis's left shoulder. There's kind of like an empty lot there.
That's where it is now, right?
That's where the Myers house is now. That's correct.
Right. Yeah. If I won the lottery, I'd probably rebuild that house not rebuild. I would build that exact house.
Did that guy that did it in
North Carolina
did. Yeah, that's crazy.
Except I wouldn't advertise that I built it because I wouldn't want people showing up.
Right.
I'm that type of old man. I'm the Clint Eastwood that would be out there on my rocking chair with a shotgun. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Okay, you build the Myers house. I'm going to rebuild the Elm Street house.
There you go. All on one property, and then we'll get a Chainsaw Massacre house, and then we'll build the Scream house.
And then we'll call it Land of the Horror Houses.
Exactly. We'd probably make a fortune doing that.
And then we get sued like crazy, and it'd be great.
Did I see a hill in the background there of the station wagon? I think I did.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Well,
You're seeing
we're not in the Midwest.
No, we're not. No, we're definitely not. And then all of a sudden it gets dark.
I do like this though. I like the nice golden hour shot. You know what I mean? Like I do like that.
That's actually my favorite time of the day, is that in the summer,
the golden hour.
Yeah, that very nice sort of kind of sunset.
Kind of like the very first picture that I posted that I relaunched my page. It was in that golden hour time.
That's right.
I could have maybe waited a little longer. I could have held out a little longer. But
there's Michael. He's sitting there and he's waiting. I love this though. I love how we're just watching, them go. Like it's very, very voyeuristic. That's one of the things that I missed about Halloween 18. Again, not that it doesn't have some of it. I'm just talking about, but I don't even know what that was. It sounded very mechanical, like a robot. Like there are a bunch of clones now going, but Dave. Imagine a room full of robots that just went, but Dave. That's a horror movie right there.
Now, again, look at Michael standing, or Nick Castle standing next to the tree. The argument that I have with people sometimes about my version of Michael being too small. Michael's not a big guy. He's not intended to be this.
Aren't you 5'10" or 5'9" or something?
Yeah, I'm 5'10". I'm exactly the same height as Nick Castle. And I get into this argument all the time because James Hughes Courtney's 6'2". Like, well, Michael's not really intended. The point of Michael, what makes Michael scary in this movie is because he's not this overgrown Jason big guy, and that he is this average looking guy. That's why it's killing me not to talk about kills. Like, it really is. Like,
I just want to say the only thing I would have done there when we're behind
this is the song. This is the song.
This is it.
That they brought back.
This is it. The only thing there when Michael's behind the tree and he's watching Annie and the Wallaces, I might have sort of cut somewhere else to see it from a different perspective so we can kind of see his mask behind
Michael's face. Yes.
That would have been cool.
Let's just say I'm kind of doing that this weekend in a shoot. I've literally, it's funny you say that because I was thinking of that and I was talking to this girl, and the shot that we're setting up, which I think is gonna be a really cool shot on Saturday night, in front of her house, she has a tree. Okay. So I'm like, okay, this is how I want to do it. And I thought the same thing, like, okay, I could shoot it from behind and everyone would know what I'm doing. But like, you know what? I need
pause
to have
for 1
Michael's...
second, Tony. Hang on a second. Sorry,
okay.
dude. I just want to get this. This is really cool.
What?
This isn't a man. That line. It's such a great line. Man wouldn't do that. Could have. Man wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't do that. This isn't a man.
So great. It's so great. This isn't a man. Like just the insidious nature of not just the slow burn of the film, but this mystique that is being, like, we are essentially Dr. Loomis. We are counting on Loomis to help us. He's like the unofficial narrator of the film, and he's adding perspective to who Michael is, or at least the best he can from what he knows. And just lines like that, like, this isn't a man. It's like, what are we dealing with here? What the fuck? You know what I mean? It's so great. Anyway, I interrupted. Sorry. Tony, go ahead.
No, I was just saying the idea was, and I thought about that with regards to that shot. Like, what would have been cool is like, yeah, it's okay that we get kind of a side profile view initially of Michael,
right,
until he dips to the other direction behind the tree, and then you just basically see the back of the mask. I always felt like it would have been cool when he does the dip like that. If they had done a reverse shot and you see a little bit of the mask, maybe like half of it, that would have been cool. And that gave me the idea that for what I'm going to shoot this weekend.
Very cool. I can't wait to see that. I love that in Halloween Kills, they had that drain pipe or that, or whatever that is there, that thing that smashed the window there. They had that in Kills as well. Like, that attention to detail, I really appreciated about the flashback or the east trough or whatever that is there. I don't know what that is, a drain thing or whatever the fuck that is.
It's a drain thing.
Here is
gutter. It's a gutter.
Gutter, thank you. Here is all you need to know about him.
Of good or evil, right or wrong.
It's all
this
here.
This should have been playing at the end of Kills.
6-year-old child with
Michael looking
blank,
up at the house,
emotion,
staring at himself.
Yeah.
The blackest eyes.
You see, and you can't write dialogue like this and give it to anybody. He's a classically trained actor, thespian for all intents and purposes. I mean,
that boy's eyes.
he's a thespian. He's a thespian. I was just,
It's
not
2021.
actually,
That's
true.
not that impossible.
No, he was. He was actually a lesbian, Dr. Loomis. He's actually female. But what's great about this is that this speech, everything he says here to bracket in the house, I've said this 1,000 times, it's so over, we're so used to it now. We're so desensitized to it that we don't really realize that everything we need to know about him is said in this moment. In this moment, everything you need to know about Michael Myers is said right there. You get so much information. And when you break it down, you actually look at the sentences and actually listen to what Dr. Loomis is actually saying and stop getting caught up in the coolness of it. And actually, what is actually he saying here? Let's break it down sentence by sentence. He tells you who Michael is. And everything you need to know about the character of Michael is said in that, and you don't need to know anymore, in my opinion. It was great. It was great. Right from him being
fantastic.
It was fantastic. Come on. But everything from, I met this 15-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face, the black eyes, all that kind of stuff, right to the, I was told there was nothing left, no reason, no conscience, no understanding, in even the most rudimentary sense of good or evil, of life or death, good or evil, right or wrong, like all that, like that. Think about what he's saying there. He tells you really about the cognitive ability of Michael there. And that's what's so fascinating about it. Anyway, just good stuff.
I wonder if good old Lester's around and kicking. No,
Lester's still around. Yeah.
I want a Halloween movie. Lester, Halloween, the story of Lester.
Isn't this where we see one?
You ever see the behind scene footage of the trainer holding Lester up?
Yep. Well, this is the trainer so technically he played Michael Myers. Do we know who he is?
The dog trainer, I don't know. But yeah, he did play. I think there's like 3 guys who played. I know Tommy Lee Wallace plays Michael when he hits the closet.
Tommy Lee Wallace, Deborah Hill, Nick Castle, the dog trainer, Tony Moran, and then Will Byrne or whatever his name is, who did the stunt off the balcony.
And then the stuntman who hit the car, who played
off the balcony.
No, the guy who hit the window was a stuntman.
Oh, yeah. That's true, too. I don't know.
The same guy that fell off the balcony?
I don't know. That's a good question. Here's one of my favorite shots of the whole fucking series right here.
Deborah Hill, baby. Deborah Hill, baby. Deborah Hill,
That's
baby.
That's like fucking classic Psycho shit or like classic old school film noir 40s, 50s stuff right there.
If I did that as a photo.
Damn, that's effective.
Do you think people would get it if I did it as a photo? If I just showed the shape? I wonder if people would get it.
I don't know.
Halloween fans would.
Well, Halloween fans would. It's a creepy shot nonetheless, but that is so good. It's so well done. That's old school. Like I'm talking like 40s, 50s, like that's some cool stuff there. That's some old classic. It's such a great shot. And it's Deborah Hill. Yeah, it's Deborah Hill.
Good old Deborah.
Her. Good old Deborah. Shout out to Deborah. Rest in peace.
I wish she was around to enjoy this still.
You know what? I have a feeling, depending on how busy she was as a producer, I have a feeling she might have gone to a few conventions.
Absolutely.
She might have.
Absolutely.
Maybe not. Who knows? Now, this scene here, if you look to the left on the shadow on the wall behind Lindsay, you'll see, once the camera starts to move, I believe, you'll see a crew member.
Annie's getting changed.
Yeah. You'll see the shadow of a crew member trying to get out of the way.
Michael's spanking it while he's watching it.
He is. He's literally spanking it right now. You can hear it actually on the.
That's why he's breathing heavy.
That's it on the Dolby Digital version.
Then he got pissed off, and so he pulled the fucking thing down because he's like, "No, stay naked."
That's it. That's it. Here it comes. Lester. Mike, you're awfully quiet. Why are you quiet, bitch? Huh? Why are you quiet? Why are you quiet, Mike? Huh, Mike?
I will say of the 3 girls, with Annie's kind of got that messy hair thing going right now, she's probably the hottest of the 3. Between her, PJ, and Jamie. Yeah, I'm going to go with Annie.
Oh, Tony, I see you, Tony. No, Tony.
I just watched this a couple weeks ago.
The Thing from Another World, really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
I did a lot of old school movies this month.
Nice. The Thing. The Thing. Yeah, it's great stuff. Laurie, what's the bugly man? Tommy, there's no fucking such thing. Tommy, shut up. Like, shut your face, you little kid. I'm only babysitting you because I want money. And I want money because I want to go bang Ben Tramer. Okay?
Exactly. That's
like,
it.
Fuck you, Tommy, you piece of shit. Can you imagine if she's... It's like, what's going on here? She's not a very nice babysitter. What exactly is happening? But again, it's very clear when you watch this movie, Laurie Strode does not believe in the boogeyman. And I think she, despite the fact that she has noticed some unusual things throughout the day and she has seen things, she's been telling herself, no, it's nothing. It's not, it's not real. Because she thought it was Mr. Riddle, right? I think I saw Mr. Riddle. Mr. Riddle is 87. He can still watch. She doesn't believe in the boogeyman. It is Tommy that does. And that's why I wish there was more between these two characters and kills. I wish there was more... it's just in the writing. It's just, when you have two characters
40 years
like
ago,
this,
you protected me. I'm going to protect you.
Yeah, it was like, what? What's going on here? It just, I
can't wait to...
Just would have written a different movie. One of my favorite shots of Michael is coming up here through the window, and you just kind of see him.
Really love what I have in mind now that I'm able to shoot at night.
Yes. Here it comes. It's coming up. Love this shot. I love this shot as a kid too. Fucking love that.
Even when you see him standing there at the doorway, he's not tall. He's not a big guy.
No, he's not. Nick Castle's 5'10", for God's sakes.
Oh, is this one of your cheap tricks?
I mean, I'm 5'8". I'm not a tall guy. 5'10's only 2 inches taller than me. He's not a big guy. I mean, with the boots on, maybe he was 5'11" or something. I don't know. But he wasn't 6'5".
Maybe. Yeah. No.
That's because
that's what I was starting to say. The guy who plays him in the flashback sequence, he looks more like what Michael should look like, even to today.
Even though he's a lot, he's actually well over 6 feet. But
is he really?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Really, he doesn't look it. Maybe it's just because they shot him at a distance, and so he looks smaller.
No,
there was really no tight shots on him.
No, I saw a photo of him, James, and Nick Castle standing beside each other, and him and James are essentially almost the same height.
Really?
Yeah. He's probably 6'2" or something.
So then it's definitely because they shot at a distance and kept him at a distance, so he would look. And that's why that would make sense why even Loomis is set back behind him,
right?
Instead of having because you wouldn't have seen that much of a height difference between Donald Pleasance and Nick Castle,
right?
Wow, he's 6'3",
or somewhere like that. I don't know if he's exactly 6'3", but he's certainly over 6 feet. I'll tell you that.
That makes sense, though. Then it makes definitely. I mean,
I
thought about that for a moment.
Frank Riker, sorry to interrupt. Frank Riker, who just met Aaron Armstrong this past weekend, says he's 6'3".
Damn.
So there you go. Yeah.
So that would explain it, though, why they should. Because when you shoot someone who's tall at a distance, he will look small, especially against big objects too.
That's right.
He can look really small.
I love that she.
That's why I thought I was like, man, they really went all out and got someone who has the same body type as Nick Castle.
Yep.
Well, I was wrong.
So, how many of you watching after the fact? How many of you in the chat room can watch this movie and be honest? Like, I'm genuinely curious. I can watch this movie on its own merits, like it's just one movie. I can totally do that. And when it ends, I can be like, that's the end. That is the end of the story. That is it. It served its purpose. That's the end of the whole fucking thing. But I can also switch my mind and go, you know what? I'm going to watch Halloween 2. It does go on. You know what I mean? Or, whatever, right? So how many of you in the chat room, do you usually watch Halloween 1 with the idea that it's bigger or that it's part of a bigger, broader universe? Because I can understand why it might be hard to I should turn that down. I can understand why it might be hard to not do that or to be able to not be able to do that. It's kind of like it's part of everything, right? Or can you watch the movie on its own merits completely as one thing, separate from thinking about it being part of a larger franchise? I'm curious. I don't know if I've ever asked that before.
No, you haven't.
Sorry, I had the volume up on the movie there for like 5 minutes. Whoops. Copyright. Well, we can't monetize these videos anyway. Chat room saying, I do both. I've done both. I watch H1 as a standalone story. Very cool. Standalone. Very cool.
I watch H1 leading me up to H4.
Yeah.
And I need my Rachel. Can't live without my Rachel.
I understand. Totally understand. This is one of my favorite shots right here. This is so oh, no, I missed it already. I missed it. Oh, well. Yeah, him behind her and stuff. I missed it. That was one of my favorite fucking shots. As a kid, I remember watching it and she'd go this way and then go that way and he's there and then he's gone. I was like, fuck, that's so good. You know, kids today, man, they don't know shit. No, this is boring. This is boring stuff, you boomer. Okay, first of all, I'm not a boomer. All right. I can't tell you how many times I've been called boomer. And I'm like, I'm not a boomer.
No, we're Gen X.
Exactly. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? And on the tail end of Gen X, too. It's not like we were born in the 60s.
Hey, listen, we're Gen X.
No, we are. We are.
That's it. We are not millennials.
No.
No offense.
No.
It's millennials. I'm just saying.
No. Or what's the one after that? Why?
I don't know. K.
Why? I don't know what comes after millennials. I'm not sure.
Z. I don't know.
Why?
Gen Z. Gen Z, that's what it is.
I like having the kids run by, you know, kind of feels Halloween-y.
Yep.
Halloween-y. The chat room saying it depends on the mood. I usually watch 1 and 2 back to back. Here it comes.
Yeah.
What was he doing at the car? Kneeling down. Do you think he was just secretly waiting to pop up so that sound could play?
He's playing games.
Do you think he was tying his shoe? Maybe he was tying his shoe.
Could have been tying his shoe. Maybe
I think he was tying his shoe. Yeah.
Maybe his boot got untied.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, you know.
He was tying his shoe.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Or maybe he was putting air into the tire. He had his mouth around the That's right. And then he hears them, you know, coming. He's like, oh shit. And then he stands up. I gotta
scare them.
That's
shit,
right.
I missed them.
Yeah, damn it. God damn it, son of a bitch. I gotta look scary.
Yeah, I watch the consistent Halloween movies that I watch are 1, 2, and 4. I always watch 3, but I don't count 3 as part of the Michael Myers run.
Of course.
But I will say for sure, the 4 that I probably will watch consistently right now would be 1, 2, 4, and Kills for sure.
Yeah. 4 is, it's too bad 4 wasn't the end of it all. It's really too bad.
Should have been. 5 took a big old fucking dump on it. 5 should not exist.
Can you imagine, fans, those of you that are big fans of the franchise or certain aspects of it, can you imagine if 4, now just hear me out. Imagine if 4 from 1988 was the last Halloween movie. So there was no 5, no 6, no H2O, no Resurrection, no Rob Zombies 1 and 2. So just imagine that, okay? There wasn't a Halloween movie since 1988. And then imagine in 2016, Blumhouse said, we're going to revive the...
Dave, you're missing your song!
Oh, my song! Oh, Paul! No keys, but please, my Paul.
The audience has been waiting for you to sing that, man. She can whistle. She's a good whistler.
And I love that there's no music, just the elements, just the environment, right? We're watching her walk through the space. It's great, building that suspense, building that tension, really great. She's looking for her condoms. No, she's looking for her purse. And there she is, and she goes over to the mirror, and she's like, oh, Paul. She's got to pick. Is it a pick?
Is that a real song, or did she make that up?
No, it's made up. Come on. I can no longer stall. You play, oh, Paul. I can no longer stall. I can no longer stall. Never. I can no longer stall.
He's lost it, folks. Dave's gone off the hinges here.
Here it comes. Yeah, you're going down. Look at that shot through the side window. They used the excuse. Now, this is the first time that shot.
Almost 55 minutes into the movie, we see Michael as an adult killing someone.
But close up, we see his mask, but the windows are fogged up, which allows the excuse for him to be kind of blurred and out of focus. It's great. So we don't see him clearly, even though we're seeing him for the first time relatively close up with the mask on. It's through the side window, and it's all fogged up because of the condensation, because of him being in the car. What a great excuse to be able to keep him mysterious. It was great. I always kind of found that death kind of funny. She's like,
bye, Annie.
It's kind of funny. Anyway, can you imagine, folks? Imagine that. No other Halloween movie beyond Halloween 4. Imagine that. No other Halloween movie beyond Halloween 4. And then in 2016, like they did, Blumhouse announces that they are rebooting the Halloween franchise, doing a direct sequel to Halloween 4. They're going to bring back Danielle Harris and Ellie Cornell, and it's going to take place years later. I'm not saying
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe they discover that she was alive the whole time, and that's a bit of good character development there in terms of Jamie Lloyd.
Especially a good riff between Jamie Lloyd. And
right,
Jamie.
she's
like
pissed
Jamie
off.
Lloyd
Like, how could you fucking leave me?
Right.
Exactly. That might be interesting. Imagine that. Imagine that for you franchise fans out there. Imagine that. Ooh.
That would be like our end game. Our end game.
Imagine that.
Seeing the fan favorite characters in one movie.
I love that shot there of I don't know if that was Nick or Tommy Lee or whoever was carrying Annie. I don't know who that was, but I love that. Imagine looking through, just seeing somebody carrying this body. It's Hitchcocky and shit, man. It's great. It's great stuff.
You know what's crazy? Watching, oh God, what's her name there? As Lindsay.
Kyle Richards.
Yeah. She looks the same, just older. Like she just looks like a woman now. But like you look at her face.
Yeah, she looks.
I never noticed that before. I never really paid attention to the Lindsay character, but I kind of start paying attention a little bit more after watching Kills.
Yeah.
I believe you, Tommy. You're my boy. You're my boy, Tommy. But yeah, she looks the same. She looks older.
She does. But I'm telling you, man, and you could bring back Tommy. You can bring back Kyle Richards. You could bring back legacy characters in that movie too, in part 4, because part 4 is canon with 2 and 1. So you could still bring back all those people if you wanted to, right? But imagine that. That would have been interesting. I would have been like, because then you could bring back you can bring back Danielle Harris, and she would be playing the same Jamie Lloyd that you know and love. So she would have all those memories of all those events. You bring her back now, she's just, she's nobody. Go in, Lonnie. Go in.
She's just a 43-year-old mom taking half-naked pictures of herself on Instagram.
Oh, there you go.
God, if that were my mom, man, I'm telling you, when I got older, I'd be like, Mom, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, her kids are quite young still, right?
I know, but at some point they're going to be older. And if she's got those pictures up there, it's going to be like, Mom, what the fuck are you doing?
Look at Loomis's face. He's so proud of himself.
He is scary little kid.
Hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from there.
The question is when Lonnie goes up to the Myers house on Halloween night with his two buddies, when does he separate from them and end up getting teased by the other kids?
Who knows? I don't know. What happened to Richie?
Exactly. What happened to his homies?
Maybe Michael killed Richie.
Maybe.
I watched him for 15 years, sitting in a room, staring at a wall, not seeing the wall, looking past the wall, looking at this night, inhumanly patient. Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. You can either help me to stop, choose to ignore it, or help me to stop it. More fancy talk. No, it's not. God fucking damn it. Doctor, you know what Haddonfield is? Families. Lined up in rows, up all and down these, whatever he says there. You're telling me they're lined up for a slaughterhouse? They could be. And in my sequel concept idea video to Halloween 18, it was a slaughterhouse. Yeah.
I'm trying to make out what behind bracket there's words, and I'm trying to I see, or it looks like words that are shadowing.
I think it's an address. Like it's like 705 or something.
I'm trying to make out what it says.
I think
I'm listening to you, but I'm also like, what the fuck does it say behind him?
I think it said 705.
Maybe that's the address. That's the number. Oh, wait, no. What's Michael's address?
I don't know.
709 Lumpkin Lane.
Lampkin, I think it is.
Lampkin.
Here comes Bob. Bob's in your clothes out. Then Lindsay's clothes out.
Bob in his shaggin' wagon.
Yeah. He's fucking Shaggy. Hey, a Scoob. Row.
Those were like, back in the days, those types of vans, those were super popular.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And dudes would go all out, like decking out the back.
They totally were. Or they totally would, I mean. I get it. I'm ripping clothes out.
We're drinking some Budweiser, getting drunk.
Don't rip my blouse.
We're the promiscuous ones that are going to die.
That's it.
And I'm going to carry you.
that is it.
Put me down. Silly.
Bob. Robert.
Totally silly.
It's totally dark. The actor who played Bob's done a couple of conventions.
So it did say, okay, so the address is 45, but it did say 709 in Halloween Kills. So, okay, I wasn't hallucinating when I saw
It said
that.
709 in Halloween Kills?
Yeah.
Interesting. Why? I wonder why that was.
Probably like the same reason why Michael's initial changed in 4. You know, who knows? They just make this shit up as they go.
That's very true. I love how when she drops the beer can, there's no audio.
It's me, Billy phone. It's me, Billy phone.
Oh,
Making a cameo.
Making a cameo. Yep, that's Billy right there.
In the Wallace house.
That's it.
That's how they're tying Black Christmas into Halloween.
That's it.
That phone. That's it.
Be careful, Tony. Somebody's going to think you're serious.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That's true. There's Michael just standing there like, get naked.
I wonder if I've always wondered in this scene because it's a shoulder shot. I wonder if Nick was wearing the mask or not.
Probably not. Yeah. I mean, maybe.
He wouldn't need to.
He wouldn't need to, but he might just in case they're able to get something. Yeah, it's always good that they do. Might help him get into character too. I know he's just standing there, but you know, actors don't know.
So John, what do you want me to do? Nick, just fucking stand there. Well, anything you want? Just stand there.
Just stand there with your dick out. What? No. Good night, everybody.
John, what do you want me to do now? Walk. What do you mean? Just walk. Fuck. I can picture John and Deborah doing that to him on the shoot, though. Especially John. Just walk, bro. Come on. Jesus, it's not hard. I want you to walk. And now I want you to sit up. Well, what else? Just sit up.
Yeah, I agree, Frank. He says that's a shitty carving job, Laura. Yeah, the pumpkin looks a little underwhelming.
Remember too, when they made this, pumpkins weren't in season. So the fact that they were able to get any type of, that's why a lot of the pumpkins look weak in this movie because it just wasn't in season.
Well, no, it wasn't. That's right. So you're going to see, and most of you Halloween fans probably already know this, but watch when PJ Souls or Linda and Bob, when they get up here, watch PJ Souls will trip
on the dolly track.
She's tripping on the dolly track.
It actually kind of works though in a way.
Because she's clumsy.
And she's drunk.
That's right.
She's drunk. Yeah.
That's
so
right.
It kind of works.
Dolly track. See how they kind of step over it? And Bob, you can see on the left hand the left hand side of the screen that Bob actually doesn't carry his momentum through. He kind of just slows down a little bit beside the camera. It's kind of funny.
Everybody's having a good time tonight.
Everybody's fucking tonight. That's basically what she meant.
Basically,
that's what she meant, and she's not getting any. Well, I mean, you could have.
Not yet from Ben Tramer.
She could have had Ben Tramer. She literally could have had Ben Tramer, and she didn't. You know, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Technically, Ben Tramer's still alive.
He is still alive.
The incident didn't happen.
Yeah, Ben Tramer is actually still alive.
Will Ben Tramer make a reappearance in Halloween Ends?
I don't know.
Laurie's long lost love. Although I got a feeling they're really hyping up this Hawkins romance with her. But wouldn't mind seeing Ben Tramer making a reappearance.
Yes.
Although that jack-o'-lantern was a good job. Whoever carved it did a good job on that in the bedroom.
Sorry, I'm just reading. I just got email from my agent. Just reading that. Just making sure everything was. I guess I should respond. Let me respond. Fantastic! It's so good stuff. Just give me a second, Tony.
Great. Totally. Now I'm gonna light up a cigarette because that's what we did back in the 70s. We weren't caring about our health.
Sorry, I just
want a beer? Yeah.
Just want to let her know that
Is that all you can say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go get me a
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought you were to get me a beer. Oh, I thought you were gonna get me one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
thought you were gonna, yeah. And they start like fighting. It's like a fist fight.
Don't get up.
It's true, Frank.
PJ, your cigarette's not lit, girl.
I know super chats have come in. We'll get to them at the end, folks.
Tell if it's lit.
If you want to send in a super chat, which will guarantee your question being answered, by all means, feel free to do so. We will get to them at the end when we go over to the Q&A. So don't be afraid if you send it in and it goes by that all of a sudden I'm not.
The next time we're going to answer super chat is when Dave crosses over 1 million subscribers.
That's it. 1 million. That'll be probably never. So there
Yay! Don't sell yourself short. You never know.
Million. I don't have the kind of channel that would attract that kind of.
You never know. You never
know. Are you kidding? I'm not interested in that stuff. Here it comes. Here it comes. This is exactly what happened to fucking that cop in Halloween Kills. The way Myers comes out of the pantry here or the closet here, and how quickly he comes out and attacks Bob was very reminiscent of how Aaron Armstrong did it in Kills, which was great. Yep. It was great. It's very much the same.
Linda, you asshole.
Yep.
Or no, come on out.
Yep. All right, come on out. And Nick Castle was a skinny dude too.
He was. This is what I mean. Like, yeah. But that's what makes it so scary. You can see that Nick Castle is a skinny guy. He's not a big guy, but the fact that he's one-handed picking up Bob like that's what makes it fucking just damn.
100%. 100%.
I mean, if it's a big guy, he's a big dude, so I expect that. But when you see someone who's just average height doing that, that's what makes Michael so. And the closest we've ever gotten to that. I mean, I love James Jude Courtney as Michael. I think he's great.
There's the famous head tilt. First time we've ever seen it.
John directing Nick. What do you want me to do? I'm standing here. Tilt your head, asshole.
And Nick said that, he didn't really get it when he was performing it. But then
he didn't.
But then he was watching the dailies and he was like, watching himself objectively. He's like, it looks like I'm kind of
I could just picture them on set. Nick like, well, why? It looks stupid.
Yeah.
Just trust me. Tilt your fucking head.
Just tilt your head back and forth. Are we done? Are we done yet? This is so great too, showing that he's playing with his victims.
Look at him standing in the doorway too. He's not that big. Like there's a huge gap
for sure. And dude, the picture you took of this is great. Yeah. Fucking love that photo.
I got to reshare that again.
You do, dude. I do it today.
Boobs. Tomorrow.
There were no boobs. I don't think there have been boobs in the last 2 Halloween films.
But I actually have a girl who I am going to recreate this with. She's comfortable enough to do this shot with me. Okay. No, she's comfortable enough to go topless from the backside to have a back. So it'll be her back because we can't show her boobs, obviously, on Instagram.
Right.
But she's very cool with doing that. Her boyfriend's really cool with me creating the shot. He gets it. He knows why I'm doing it. So
okay, cool.
So we're going to, because I was only able to do
you're a professional, right? So
yeah, I mean, and there's going to be more, there's going to be her friends are going to be there. Her makeup artist is going to be there. So we were just talking, I told her, it's because I know she's comfortable with the photos I've seen her share on Instagram. Like, I know you're comfortable doing this, but I just want to make sure your boyfriend would be cool. And then we're going to do this. We're going to do me coming closer to her and she's on the phone. And we're going to do her basically being killed like Linda.
And Chester Franklin Jr. is right. The first head tilt in this movie is when Annie got stuck in the laundry room. That is true. That is correct. Yeah, he is doing that. He's doing this as she's trying to get herself out. That is actually true. Was that the first? I think it might.
But it all depends on when they shot that versus to Bob's death.
Yeah, I guess you could get. Yeah, you could split hairs
because they shoot out of sequence. Yeah. P. Rich, you can see my photography. The link's right below.
And here it comes. Here it comes. The first time that we see now the storm has arrived. There it is. The first time we're getting a real good look at this mask in the whole movie up to this point. It's always been obscured behind windows or doors or in the background or fogged up windows.
Blue lighting.
And there it is. Iconic right there. Amazing.
Turns the lights on, turns them on.
Yep.
She calls back.
Yep.
Assholes, answer.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Sorry.
Michael King says he head tilts a few times in Kills. He does. He does it a couple of times in 18 too.
Oh, I was starting to say the closest we've gotten to the original Michael, besides the flashback sequence now, Dick Warlock, as far as height wise, not being a tall guy.
Right.
It's too bad. Of course, obviously at the time, I'm sure Castle wasn't thinking like what this was going to turn into. I wonder if in hindsight, does he wish he played the character always?
Right.
You know, I know he went on to do different things and directed, but it's not a bad character to be associated with, especially when most people pretty much acknowledge him as the one and only Michael Myers, and everyone else is just pretty much a copycat after that. But damn, in the H Kills, did they fucking do a really good job?
I think James Jude Courtney. I think James Jude Courtney is probably his portrayal of the Shape is great in both movies. He's great.
He's just big.
Yeah, he's big, but he's not brute like Tyler Mane. You know what I mean? Of course.
But you can clearly see he's the height difference between him and Nick Castle.
Of course. And he's more brute, you know, in Kills than he is in 18. But yeah. I love this. There's the car.
He slimmed down a little bit though in this last one. I thought.
Really?
I thought he got a little bit more toned up.
Well, maybe.
Like he's a little slimmer.
Send him a tweet. Hey James, you been working out?
Been hitting that treadmill?
There's Lori. Dun, 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 dun. All right, Lori, go.
No, Die Hard drummer. Someone takes the shot for me when I'm playing Michael. No, you don't really want to set your camera on a timer because you're never going to get accurate shots like that. It's just no. I mean, the only time you want to do stuff like that is if you're shooting like long exposure landscape type shit, then that's okay. You know, especially if you're doing like a nighttime thing and you don't have a remote shutter, that's where timers. But if you're photographing people, especially at night when you're using a slow shutter speed, yeah, a timer's just going to fucking kill your photo.
Yeah. Here it is. Lori's theme again. This is great.
So they still haven't brought this back yet. Yeah.
No, they I thought I heard bits and bops of it in 18. I thought I did. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think there's not full on, I don't think.
No, maybe they're saving that for ends. Oh my God. Oh, never mind. I'll wait till Kills. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, this is great. She's going over there. She's like, what the fuck is going on? He's been waiting for her. He's setting it up for her. He said, come on, bitch. Come on over. I do miss, yeah. Michael's a predator. He's a cat. He's patient. He stalks. He lurks. You know, he plays with his victims. I mean, listen, for those of you that have cats, cats play with, a cat, I've seen cats play with mice, like beat a mice, and they don't even kill it. They're not, they just kind of like, they toy with it. Right. Exactly. And sometimes they'll kill it and eat it, and sometimes they won't. He's a predator, right? It's not personal.
Yes.
There is no motive in the sense of that it's premeditated.
It's just business.
That's right. It's just because. It's like that line in the first Strangers movie from 2008 with Liv Tyler when she's like, why are you doing this? And they're like, because you were home. You know what I mean? It's like
no reason. We're
just because you were here. And again, I it's hard to separate the rest of the franchise from this first movie. In this first movie, again, you remember that it was just going to be this. Carpenter only came back because of money. He was offered to come. They wanted him to come back and direct. He said no.
He said several times he's a capitalist, man.
Of course, there's nothing wrong with that.
Give him no. If you can make money, like the one thing he's always said forever and ever is like he loves it when they make a new Halloween because why? He's gonna get a paycheck. That's it. Sore. But
yeah, it's one of those things where you on its own, that's what he was. He was just a force of nature, like the wind. It's not personal. Laurie's not his sister. You can make, as I've said many times, there is the argument to be made that because Deborah Hill did acknowledge it, but even she said, well, we thought of this, or maybe it's this. And again, don't look to the novelization for the answers, because in the novel, Michael Myers has a mask that has like dark red lips and like dark blue eyeshadow. So let's not, the book isn't exactly the Bible for to make sense of this film. It was written well after the fact. It was adapted, and it was the author took creative liberties to expand on things because this movie, this 90-minute film, isn't exactly an interesting read. So he had to sort of fill in some gaps and make it more interesting to adapt it into a novel. So it's not officially canon. But Deborah Hill has often said that, maybe when Laurie came up to the Myers house that day, she reminded him of Judith, maybe, blonde, young, attractive, and Tommy maybe reminded him of himself. Who knows? I don't know. But Deborah Hill didn't conclusively say that's exactly what was happening. They said, we thought of that. Like that was in our minds too, when we thought of that. But as you can see, it's not spelled out for you here, right? That's just for them to know so they can make sense of what they're filming. But it wasn't personal. It was just...
Well, and that's one of the things that I loved most about Halloween Kills, and I know we'll talk about it next week, is that they broke that umbilical cord, that Michael's not there to go after Laurie. He's not, it has nothing to do with her. For him, right. It has absolutely nothing to do with her. For him, for Michael, Laurie is just the fucking another victim that he wants to fucking put on his belt.
That's it.
That's it. And I loved that they broke that tie. Because as I said, I kept waiting for Michael to show up at the hospital. I was like, yeah, here we go.
Hey,
here we go,
folks.
And they didn't.
There's almost 300 people in the chat room here and 126 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, folks. Hit that thumbs up button, folks.
That's right. We're getting Dave to 1 million subscribers, and me to my goal is to hit 20,000 on Instagram. That's
the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Let's see if we
want 1 million, Dave.
Let's see if we can get to at least 200 thumbs up. That'd be good. There it is. There she is. Look at him desecrate. Look at that desecrated body. Oh, it's fucking great. Here comes Bob out of the closet. What is he hanging? I guess he's hanging in the closet, right?
He's hanging. He's just hanging around.
He's hanging around. Here it comes. Oh, it's so good. Now, is Linda cut in half or something?
No, she's just in a closet.
She's
it's
in a closet.
Like a cubby space in a closet.
Oh, I see. It goes to the other side.
Yeah, it goes to the other side.
When I was a kid, I always thought that she was it was just this one little door or something, this one little kind of cabinet, and she was like sawed in half and her torso was stuffed in there. That's so funny. That's right. Yeah, no, I could see that. I forgot about the other side there. Here it comes. Oh, look at that.
Now that I can shoot at night, yeah, you best believe I'm going to do
so great.
Like this.
It's so great. It's so great.
And here we go. Probably, I love the theme, but this is my favorite theme. The shape socks.
The shape socks. And look at this shot here at the top of the stairs. Love this shot at the top of the stairs. It's so great. When he starts coming down the stairs and stuff, it's so great. It's absolutely great.
The immortal classic, Halloween. I
That's
just hear
right.
Tommy Lee Wallace's voice
Yeah.
on the commercial.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if that is Tommy Lee Wallace's the voice on the commercial?
Halloween 3. Yeah.
In Halloween 3. In Halloween 3. Yes.
Because in the commercial of Halloween 3, he says the immortal classic, and it's Michael walking down the stairs.
That's right.
At that point, Halloween had only been out for like 2 years, and I'm like, okay, it's the immortal classic.
That's it. Yeah.
Or 3 years, whatever it was.
That's
when they
it.
made Halloween 3.
That's it. I'm slowly watching the thumbs down button because our troll is logging in and out of different accounts, and he's going thumbs down because it's gone from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8.
Whatever.
It's so it is, but it's just funny though. It's just funny because he's hiding behind, he thinks he's affecting us, right? He's like, oh, I'm gonna get them. It's like, who are these people? What kind of IQ do they have? It's just funny to watch it because it's there it goes to 9, and then we'll wait a couple of seconds. He'll log out and he'll go to another account and then log back in. To answer your
question, what kind of IQ they have? They got the IQ of a fucking squirrel running out in front of a car.
Oh, it's so funny. It really is sort of sad in a lot of ways. It's too bad. It's too bad that they have such disdain for people and stuff. So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. They don't actually realize that it actually, can help the channel too. So that's kind of ironic.
Oh, in the neighborhood too, where we're going. I got such a cool idea to create a stalking moment of Michael walking across the street chasing after one of the girls.
Right.
And especially with the tree set up and everything in this neighborhood. Oh man, it's gonna be so cool.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. Oh, it's gonna be great. Now, this is such a great shot. I love this shot.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. It's great, dude. This is my favorite shot. One of my favorite shots. There, he's crossing the street. Wait for it. It's going to be a bit of a close-up, and you're going to see leaves fly and flow from the breeze in front. Right here. Look at those leaves right there as he's walking across. Oh, yes. Yes. Love that. Love that. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Such great stuff. Karen Maid says 12 accounts. Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't know. They have hundreds of accounts.
What I love about Instagram,
hundreds
they can't do that shit. You can either like it or don't like it.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, it doesn't mean shit.
It's just, I think what's unfortunate about the trolls is they have this idea that doing that it affects me or it makes me angry or something. I couldn't care less. Like, you have to remember that this is not my job. I make a living as a voice actor. So you can thumb down this all you want and it doesn't affect me.
Dave, you should thumb down it.
I'm going to thumb down it right now.
Thumb down right now.
I just thumbed.
Be number 18.
I did. I'm 18. I just thumbed down it right now. Yep. I thumbed down my own video.
I already thumbed up it. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. No, I thumbed down it. Yeah. It's good stuff. But it's unfortunate that it's just fun. Like I find these things interesting from a sociological perspective, right? The behavior.
Someone has nothing better to do than create fucking multiple YouTube accounts.
But it's just it's the idea of.
Is his leg bent? By the way, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I always thought Nick Castle's.
I think his leg was bent. Yes, I think his leg was
slightly.
Bent. Yeah, I think his leg was bent. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Although I've heard rumors that YouTube is doing away with the thumbs up and thumbs down thing.
I heard that too. Yeah, I heard that too. Yep.
Going to take the power away from the idiots.
They will take that power away. Yep, for sure.
Now the idiots will be like, what am I going to do now? I got nothing left to do. I can't make multiple accounts and thumbs down.
I know, it's funny. It's funny.
Because you guys are morons. That's why.
Yep. He's down. He's here. He's $3 down. You go around the front while I take the back, you damn son of a bitch. Go on. That's the last time we see Brackett until Halloween Kills. That's the last time we see Sheriff Brackett until Halloween Kills. Can you believe that shit?
Well, yeah. CJH is right. The thumbs down and thumbs up, like what they think they're doing is hurting. It's not hurting Dave. It's helping Dave.
It is
because it's generating the algorithm to get more people to watch the video. That's what you're ultimately doing. You're not hurting him. You're helping him, even though they think they're hurting you by putting the thumbs down. That's not how the algorithm works.
Right. Yeah. It's obviously the thumbs up is better, but the thumbs down shows engagement.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. It shows engagement.
It shows engagement. Yeah.
And that's what YouTube tends to look for. Generally
take a little walk with my little blood drop right there from being stabbed.
Here's my favorite shot out of any. Look at this. The way he just comes up the stairs there. This is my favorite shot right there. That's it. That is the golden shot. This whole moment right there of the shape. I think it's the best look of the shape of all time.
He's just right standing there like,
and he's walking, and the way he walks, and then the way the camera's like low angle, and he starts to come up, and he goes into the shadows and things like that. This is so great. This is right here. Oh, I love that. That look, just that look, the way we're on low angle, and he like comes over the top and stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. It's so great. It's so great.
And I think that's Nick Castle. I think now it's Tommy Lee Wallace.
Yes.
Once Michael's outside the doors like this, because Tommy Lee Wallace knew where to hit.
That's correct. Yep. That is right. So great. Yes. He's fucking freaking out. This is a great moment. Like, imagine watching this in the theater in 1978.
Oh, it's great. And they dragged it out a little bit too. They didn't just go right to that, you know?
No. And I love that the light goes on and then out. And then when he peeks his head in and he looks to the left, the light goes on and out as he's trying to reach for her and stuff. It's so great. It's so great. Right there. Yeah, the light goes on and off as he's it's so good. Right into the eye, baby. Right into the eye, motherfucker. Right into the eye. Right into the eye. Right into the eye. Ooh, into the gut, too. Right in the torso. This isn't a man. This is not a man, you son of a bitch. Imagine Halloween 5 Loomis in this movie. That would be amazing. That'd be amazing.
There she goes, dropping the knife again.
Yep.
Now that's Nick, obviously.
Yes, that's Nick
He's
lying
such a slender dude.
Oh, fucking, he's like
tell, you
120 pounds soaking wet.
You see him laying on the ground. He's like tiny.
Yeah,
he is. Seriously,
look at the size of Lori. Look at Nick. It's like me lying there. It's me lying there.
It really is. It's really that when you think, not that you're a short person, but when you look at Michael
I'm not tall. I'm 5'8"
like that.
I'm short. I'm short in terms of I'm 5'8", but I'm not short in terms of Danny DeVito.
No.
I wouldn't stand out in a crowd. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm just kind of normal looking, I guess. But yeah, no, he's not a big dude. And like I said, maybe 125 pounds soaking wet. I want you to listen to me. I want you to go down the street to the Mackenzie's house. I want you to tell them to call the boy. I'm over here. And here's another. Oh, this is so good.
This is one of my most favorite moments.
Imagine seeing this for the first time. Oh my God, no way. We're so desensitized now.
Sitting up, looking at her like, bitch, you fucking stabbed me with a fucking sewing needle. You stabbed me in the eye. You stabbed me in the stomach. I'm going to kill you.
We're so desensitized now. It's not a big deal, but imagine 43 years ago today, watching this for the first time in the movie theater. So great. Now, this is where, and again, they don't rack focus, right? They don't pull focus, which is great.
No, they could have, though.
They could have.
I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they chose not to do that. I'm glad they chose to keep Michael out of focus.
And here's where you see a little bit of his lids. Well, yeah, you saw a little bit of his lids there.
Whatever.
But you know what?
Here we go.
No, I don't like it there either. But,
according to from a certain point of view, here comes the most iconic Michael Myers ever.
Well, this is the greatest Michael Myers of all time, right here. Here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Moran. Look at that screen time. Look, it's unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. And own that role, baby. Nobody can take that away from you. You are the unmasked Michael Myers, baby. Nobody can take it away from you.
And now this is the stunt guy, right?
This is the stunt guy right here. Oh! Imagine you heard the Wilhelm scream there. Ah! That would have been great. And for those of you that still don't know, what Lori says is, it was the boogeyman. I know it doesn't sound like it. It is.
What's the boogeyman?
I know it sounds like she says was it? Hang on, as a matter of fact.
As a matter of fact, it was.
Fantastic. Think of her saying 'twas the boogeyman. She says it, but she says it under her breath. She says it was the boogeyman because she's realized now that Tommy was right. And then, of course, there he is. He's gone. He's not gone to set up a sequel, although you could do that. He's gone to bring the message of the movie home. You cannot kill the boogeyman. Evil will live on. This is why she's crying. Oh, my God, Tommy was right. It was the boogeyman. And then Loomis says, as a matter of fact, it was.
Evil will not die tonight.
Evil will not die tonight. Look at him looking up. Now, there's two ways you can play. And I love these shots. And this is just B-roll shit. Or the beginning of something before a take. And I know exactly what they're talking about. This is they'll roll the camera before a take happens. Yep. And so they'll have some a few seconds of just these shots. And they took a few seconds of those shots and put them here as to show that he's always there. He's everywhere. He's out there. And cut to black, ladies and gentlemen. And that is it. Halloween, 43 years ago today. That movie was released in movie theaters October the 25th, 1978. It is October the 25th, 2021. Tony, are you okay over there? Do you need a moment? You're coughing.
Something just went down the wrong pipe. That's all.
COVID! No. And of course, there's the mistake in the credits. Michael Myers, age 23. Tony Moran, it should be 21. I never understood. Like, I could understand, okay, so you get it wrong in the first film. Okay, I understand that. How do you get it wrong in the second film? Especially when Dr. Loomis in part 2 even says, Michael Myers is 21. I'm like,
how old is he in 2? 26?
No, in 2. I know, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Here we go. Assistant director, Steadicam, Panaglide. I can't handle. Let me go back here. Let me just go back and take this in. Oh, 1 second. Hang on a sec, folks. I want to go back and look at this. What does this say? Camera operator, Ray Stella. Assistant cameraman, Fred Victor. Second. Assistant art director, props master, script supervisor, assistant director, second assistant director, sound mixer, boom man, makeup, wardrobe. So it was probably the Panavision. Oh, Panaglide. There you go. Ray Stella. Yeah. So Ray Stella did the Panaglide. Shout out to Ray Stella. Good job, Ray Stella, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's putting on the mask. He's got it on. He's got it on, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Myers himself. Tony Michael Myers himself.
That's how I got my middle name.
What's that?
So that's how I got my middle name. No.
No,
actually, it's because of the Godfather.
Oh,
no, it really is.
Yeah.
That's how I got my middle name, Michael. It's because of the Godfather.
Amazing. It looks great. So let's jump over to the YouTube studio. Well, Tony gets really into the Halloween spirit here. And let me go over to YouTube studio, go to monetization, go to super chats, and over here. And all right. Some super chats did come in. I did get the congrats on the 25K. Got the James Fallon donation. Thank you, James Ray Melee. Or Malay, maybe. Sends in $4.99. We did answer that one. Pumpkinhead. Hey, Dave, Michael Myers after pumping iron. We did get that one. Joseph Formato. I think this is where we left off. Joseph Formato sends in $5. Says, 24 now, 8 when I first watched the OG Halloween. My parents were pissed when they found out my sister let me watch it simply because I was so scared. Fascinating. Very, very cool. You're 24, so it was 8. So that's what? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years ago. 16 years ago, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I was 26. So I was even older than you are now, even when you were born. Or when you were 8, I should say. That's kind of fun. Very cool, man. Thanks for sharing. Courtney Reed sends in $2, says, thanks for being you. Thanks for being you. Well, thank you, Courtney Reed. I knew a Courtney Reed in high school, although I doubt it's the same Courtney Reed, although that would be funny if it was. But I doubt it is because it's USD and she lives in Canada, so I know it's not. She was awesome, though. Princess Unicorn Nipples. There's always room for some Princess Unicorn Nipples. $5 says, thoughts on standalone movie about young Dr. Loomis. Do not want it. Tony, do you want a standalone young Dr. Loomis movie?
No way.
No way. There you go. Mr. MC sends in $5, says, in H18, we assume Michael kills both podcasters and 2 station attendants. In Kills, as soon as the bar scene starts, someone says 2 deaths. Thoughts? Well, it just could be 2 deaths that they've discovered. You know, maybe there's a couple of deaths they haven't discovered yet. You know what I mean? I don't know. Do you see it differently at all, or?
No.
I'm just a guy, sends in $4.99. All right. Valium sends in $5, says, what kind of joke film is Halloween Kills? Blumhouse had Nick Castle playing dress up in goofy overalls and masks, just cut the scene out just because they can't. I'm not quite sure what you're saying there at the tail end. If you didn't like Halloween Kills, you're entitled to feel that way, man. Own that. Nobody can take that away from you. You like what you like. You hate what you hate. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've been very clear that I enjoyed watching Halloween Kills my first time more than I did Halloween 18. But overall, I think, for me, my opinion, overall, I think Halloween 18 is a better movie than Halloween Kills overall. It's just I have issues with kills and whatnot. But there's a lot of things about it that I do like the flashback and all that kind of stuff, which is really great. And then how's Tony doing over there? He's still in his mask? Oh, he took his mask off.
No, I took it off. It just was hard to breathe in it.
Oh, okay. I was expecting to look at you and see you go like fall completely out of view. Well, and I know Tony really liked the movie too, so it'll be fun to talk with him next week about it.
Next week we'll talk about it.
Robert Barnhart sends in $9.99, says, "Hi guys, first time chatting and a big fan. Thank you very much. I haven't seen much talk of it. The original film kind of counters the theory of Michael just going home, right? He's home, sees Laurie, and then stalks her. Well, I think you could make the argument that it's still relevant because he is at his home before. That's where he first sees Laurie and Tommy. I don't know. I'd have to watch Halloween Kills again. I don't know if, yes, there's this idea that he just wants to go home. He just wants to go home in Halloween Kills. But does that mean literally in the sense that when he gets home, he never leaves? He just sits there and stews and shits and pees and, he just sits in his home forever?
Well, that's why, that's why I'm very curious on how they're going to explain ends. Because, what's he doing for the next 4 fucking years? Because it's supposed to be 4 years after the events of 2018. And I'm just like, okay.
It's supposed to be a time jump. Yeah, okay. Exactly. So again, I don't try not to take things so literally, again, add a bit of nuance and understand that it's, he just wants to go home that's what they're trying to tell you is that he just wants to go back to his house. Okay. But that doesn't mean that he wouldn't leave his house to kill again. I didn't get that impression.
Do you know what Michael was doing in Halloween Kills? Do you know what he was singing? This is what he was singing. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago and it got right to my head.
Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or home, you can always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home. Bum, bum, bum. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago and I got right to my head. Anyway, all right.
Dave's off his fucking rocks.
Off my fucking rocks tonight. This is what you tune in for. This is what you tune in for. Well, not everybody. People like to tune in and just go, you fucking
suck, Dave. You suck. You suck. You're ridiculous. My personal favorite is I never say anything articulate. I always get that complaint.
Oh, you get that complaint?
I get that complaint on your channel. Tony never says anything articulate. I wish Dave would do this with someone else.
Oh, fuck. Whatever.
That's my personal
That's
favorite.
Not true. I love doing funny voices, though. And, getting to people like, come on, that's my doofus voice.
No, I mean, I get it. I get there's...
And I throw up my fingers. I'm like, what you do, man? That's my doofus voice. Yeah.
I get it. I get there's passionate fans.
Ooh, what's that fucking ringtone? Bow!
No, it's someone on Instagram.
Ooh, Tony fucking rocking it.
That was even Gwen Stefani's "Let Me Blow Your Mind."
Yeah, that's a good track.
Someone had sent me something on Instagram, and I pulled it up, and then it went to an Instagram reel that someone had created, and that's what they were creating. But no, cool. I mean, I get it, because I come at this at the approach of these movies and these franchise. I'm a passionate fan, but I don't get knee deep into the theories, like the person asking the question on should they do a standalone movie on Loomis? I get it. I get that there's fans out there that want that there's that they are knee deep into the mythology of all this shit, and they spend every week an hour to see every nook and cranny. That's not me. I'm passionate. I fucking love it. I'm entertained by it. That's where it ends for me. I don't really go beyond that point with it. You know what I mean? I love creating the photos. I love shooting the shit and talking about it. So that's why, if it does come across I'm not articulating it the way you want it to hear, because you're expecting someone to break this down from more of a philosophical point of view, that's never going to be me, because I just don't take these movies that seriously. And
that's right.
In the sense of what they're intended for, which is entertainment. That's it. It's entertainment.
That's it.
And yeah, I mean, I've like with kills, I've already gotten like tons of messages after when I reactivated my horror page account. What did you think? What did you think? And I kept it simple. I loved it. That's it. I'm not going to get into like knee deep, all this. Like I just no, because I'm not going to ruin that experience. I've made a conscious effort now to just keep it simple and right to the point.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that, dude. You have to be, well, but fuck the people that like, you have to be true to who you are, and you have to utilize your strengths, right? You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Right, Michael?
Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, Tony, I just want to come up to the microphone here and just say that I think you're a cool dude, and we're glad to have you here, and so happy Halloween to you, and hope you and your dog are having a happy Halloween and just having some fun.
Xena, good old Xena.
Xena, that's right. Good old Xena. Hey, let me put this one. Okay, go back to the super chats. This is why you tune in, folks. This is why you tune in. All right, let me just, man, hang on a sec here. I gotta just.
But here's the question, though, that I would.
Where did I leave off?
I would really pose on to the people, okay? Because you have to remember something with the Halloween franchise. There's two ways there's two ways this movie makes money. Okay, you've got the hardcore fans like us who are going to go watch it, but then you also have the casual fans like my father. My father's not a big horror guy, but he took my stepmother out here this past weekend to see Kills because it's Halloween. It's that time of year. There's a Halloween movie, and he wants to watch a scary movie, but he's that casual fan. If they were to do a Dr. Loomis standalone movie, it would do horseshit at the box office because you're only going to draw the hardcore fan base that are just curious to see like, okay, we're doing a standalone, because you can't have Michael as young Loomis in there. I mean, you could have him visiting him or being, you could see the sessions that he's doing with Michael, but you're not going to have Michael in the sense of what we know of Michael, which is being the guy who's out on the loose and killing people because he was locked up. So, I mean, like, what are you going to get? Like, I mean, like, you got to have some type of an antagonist, in the movie that Loomis is going, and we don't know who Loomis had as patients beyond Michael. You know what I mean? We just, I guess you could create someone and you could have another type scenario, I guess, but like without Michael, it's just hard to have that,
Yeah. And I've always said that I never, and it's not that they couldn't make a show or a film that's interesting, but I've always got the impression that, again, remember that Dr. Loomis is a man of science. He's a psychiatrist. He can write prescriptions for medication. He gives therapy. He's a trained professional, in terms of psychiatry. I've always believed that one of the great things about the character of Loomis is his struggle, the dichotomy that he faces between, Michael, the science side. Like, he spent 8 years trying to reach him, right? That 8 years was, treating him like he was a normal patient. And then he spent another 7 trying to keep him locked up because he realized that this was beyond anything that he understood. And it's very strange to hear a scientist, essentially a psychiatrist, a doctor say, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes, right. And, all this gets like, what the fuck, dude, you're a psychiatrist. Like you should understand that there's a reasonable, logical explanation for what's going on with him. There should be that. But I spent 8 years trying to reach him and then another 7 trying to get, he's realized that, holy fuck. So to go back into his history, you would have to have characters or patients that he has that, to make it interesting, that might even be, you run the risk. You would
be making more of a drama than a horror film because.
Sure, but you also run the risk of making the characters more interesting than Michael Myers. And I always looked at Michael Myers as sort of the creme de la creme, the big moment in his life. And you don't want to, like, I never pictured Loomis having, crazy patients that go all the way back. I mean, sure, maybe some, but Myers was different. And I just think the more that we know about Loomis and his psychiatry years before Myers, the more, ironically, it's going to water Myers down. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but certainly if you do the Myers years, I don't want to see Loomis and those 7 years and then 8, or I don't want to see those 8 years trying to reach him and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up. I don't want to see that. I don't need to see that.
We sort of got that with Rob Zombie's first film. And
Yeah.
There you go.
I just don't need to see.
No, we did. I mean, we really
Yeah.
we got a little bit of that, a taste of it.
Yeah.
And you're right. It does take away a little something away from the character of Michael as you're watching Michael progress into this darkness that he what he ultimately becomes. And I mean, like, what do you do with a Loomis movie? Like, how do you? I mean, like, is it a horror movie or is it a drama? You know what I mean?
That's
the whole point of Dr. Loomis and the connection with Michael Myers, the character anyways, you know, because remember, folks, this is all make believe. It's not real. It's a horror movie.
That's
and so,
it.
you know, like, that's what I mean. Like, I mean, you're going to draw people to what? A dramatic film that's based in the Halloween world. Like, no, it's not
I get it. I get it. So Robert Barnhart sends in 999, says, hi guys, first time chatting. Oh no, I did get that. Michael just going home. I got that. We talked about that. Radio Ragdoll sends in $5 and says, in Halloween Kills, when Brackett tells Michael his signature quote, is it me or did that not really fit the context of the situation? Thoughts, Dave? I agree. Yeah. I mean, it's great fan service and it's a lot of fun, but
unnecessarily not needed.
Not needed because I don't believe that that's what you would say to the man that murdered your daughter. Now, listen, in my sequel concept, I know people are going, no, Dere's talking about a sequel concept idea again, but I'm making a point. In my sequel concept idea video for Halloween, that was my sequel idea to Halloween 18, which I did before Halloween Kills was even a thing or even announced as a thing. I actually had Brackett dies in my sequel concept as well. He goes out in a blaze of glory to fight Michael, but he says, this is for Annie. This is for Annie. And there were some people that made fun of that line. They're like, no, this is for Annie. And I'm like, well, it makes fucking perfect sense. But it makes sense. You know, motivation wise, it makes sense, right? He murdered his daughter. Why would you say the line that you said to Lori 40 years ago? Is this something that he remembers? Is this something that he says on the regular? Is this a line that he says all the time, every Halloween? Like, why would he say that line? Did he just suddenly at that moment go, oh, you know what? I remember back 40 years ago, I said this line to Lori when I bumped into her. He probably doesn't even fucking remember bumping into her on the street. Like, why would he say that? It's purely fan service.
And I mean, because like, do you remember something you said 40 years ago to an individual that's still in your life today? No,
not at all. Not at all. So, you know, and again, this is, it's being a little nitpicky because we do understand that even the writers would tell you, well, of course, that's why we put it in there. It's fun, right? He says that line. But I think because the film, in my opinion, has a lot of weak things in it, to say the least, in terms of dialogue, lack of development, structure, things like that. You know, maybe in a stronger film overall, a stronger, tighter film overall, that would be like, oh, that's kind of cool to hear him say that. But I think we needed him to say, this is for Annie. Because Brackett was basically a useless stooge in this movie. He didn't do anything. He was there not really doing much. He's just kind of there, 40 years ago, my daughter, evil dies tonight. Well, he just wasn't really, you know what I mean? He was one of those guys kind of there. We needed him to say, this is for Annie. Because it would have been like, oh, yes. Yes, we need him to say that, you know? We didn't need him to say, hey, Michael, it's Halloween. It's kind of like, what? What? Anyway, that's my
opinion. If that was a real life scenario situation, Michael would have just looked at him and like, bro, you're stupid.
like seriously?
Seriously?
Like, does he actually say, like, how does he remember that? You know? I mean, that would be like it was just kind of a, like, unless
that's probably
it's
why
thing.
Michael bent down and picked up the mask. He was like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
unless it's what Brackett says. It's just his thing. You know, that's what I said with
his
my
signature cop line.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant in my tweet when I said, you know, a lot of the dialogue is, it feels like the actors are very self-aware that they're in a Halloween movie, you know, so they have to like, hey, Mike, it's kind of like, dude, don't say that. Don't say that. You know, it's not necessary, but you know, but I get why they got him to do it. I get why it was cute. It was cute. It was fun. I got it. I'm like, okay, that's cute. You know, the haha, you know, I get it. That's cute. But I think no, have him talk about Annie. I think that would be better for the character, not for the fans, but for the fans too, maybe. Just laughing at your fucking imitation there. That was funny. Cody Snyder sends in $5. Says Dave's the lead singer for Foreigner. Am I saying that? I don't. My God, my glasses. I'm fucking my glasses. I want to know what. I want to know what death is. Fast Forwards 289 sends in $9.99. Says, "What's up, D&T? I haven't caught the latest live shows because I didn't get to see Halloween Kills till this Monday. Till the Monday after it came out. Glad I could catch this one. Very cool. Well, thank you, Fast Forwards 289. Appreciate that. Jordan Ellis sends in $9.99 as well and says, love you guys. Have a safe and happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you too, Jordan. AK Channel TV sends in $2. Says, it seems like there is a subtle sexual theme in 78. A subtle sexual theme in 78? Like, what do you mean? Like from Myers? Or do you mean that like the horror trope of everybody who fucks dies and everybody who's a virgin lives? There's definitely that. That trope is there. But I've never gotten the impression that Michael is some sort of like sexual predator.
No.
I've never gotten that. Have you, Tony? No, you've never gotten that, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I haven't got that either. Fast Forwards 29 cents and $4.99 again. Dave, you actually bought the Ultra HD 4K version of Halloween 5? No, I did not buy it. Andrew Stevens, I don't know if he's in the chat room, but one of my viewers, Andrew Stevens, gifted me the box set. All 5 Halloween films on 4K from Shout Factory and the little vinyls as well. So that was really, really cool. Not the like, but these are like 45s, you know, and they only have one song on each side. But it was really, really cool. So no, I didn't buy it. He gifted it to me. Keldon sends in $2. Says, watching Laurie's room. His suit is very blue.
In the new one?
In the new. No, I think maybe he means Halloween. Look, I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. I've always said this because of what Nick Castle has said and what Tommy Lee Wallace has said. I do not believe that the jumpsuit is as green as some people make it out to be. And sometimes I see people in cosplay. I'm like, dude, that's like fucking lime almost. Like, no, it's not that green. And I don't think it's as blue as some people make it out to be. It's sort of like almost like a greeny blue, like a very dark kind of greenish bluish kind of thing. That's what it is, like a forest green, but dark, but more blue than that. I've seen some people in cosplay as green as like fucking. I don't have anything green in here right now, but
yeah, the jumpsuits that I'm leaning more towards now, just because I think they photograph better. Are more on the black grayish side, darker side.
Yeah,
I just think good. I think they photograph better.
Right.
I've done kind of that greenish color once, and it's all right. I played around with it in some photos, but I don't like the way it looks. That's just a taste. I think the jumpsuit to me looks better when you're in that really dark black territory.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be black, but if you're in the wheelhouse of it, I think those types of jumpsuits look a lot better. The one that James Dew Courtney's good. It's a very navy blue. Because it does show up. And I'm wondering if that was more of a conscious decision so that you can see it at times in certain scenes.
Maybe.
I don't know. But there are moments. That's why I thought he was referring to the newer films, because there are definitely moments in the new film where the dark navy stands out big time in the new films.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yep. It's true. Where Nomad has gone before sends in $2. Says, the more he down thumbs, the more he transcends. Ooh, I like that. That's great. That's awesome. Amadeus. Am I saying that right?
Amadeus.
No. Amdusis. All right. I'm gonna. How do I say that? I wonder. AMDUS. It's the voice actor in me. I'm starting to phonetically sound it out. AMDUS. I'm gonna actually take the pronunciation. I think it is. Where is it here? I think it is. 1 second. The fuck? Hello. Oh, okay. So it's actually Amdusias, I think, or Amdusius or something. That's a cool name. That's a very cool name. I think I'm saying that right. think I'm saying that right. $2. I collect masks. Where did you get that mask? For Tony or me? Well, I'll let Tony go first. Where did you get your mask?
Go to my Instagram account. The most recent Michael picture that I posted in there, I credited the guy who made the mask, Rick Ramley. I don't know, buddy. If you're watching us, sorry, bro. I'm probably butchering your name. But Rick, good old Rick. He makes my masks for me. If you go to my Instagram account, you just click on the photo or you open up the caption. I gave him the credit and then just hit him up DM. I think he charges like around $350 for the mask.
Okay.
But I'll pay whatever because the quality that I get, I like I said, I'm glad Chris Baber introduced us because the quality of this mask is going to last for a very long time, and especially for what I need it for in photos.
Yep.
It's a great mask.
It's fantastic.
Does fucking really great work.
What does it say on the inside? Like, what does he call it?
I'm gonna lick your balls.
Nice.
Yeah,
there's always room for that.
Yeah, exactly. GK4H1 hybrid, because this is a hybrid mask. Like I said, the idea for me on this one is what I would have wanted for H2O to look like. Because so we weathered it up a little bit more, which you can really, it's hard to tell because of the spotlight that I have shining on it, but you can see it up here. It's dirty. You can see on the side, it's dirty.
Yep.
And it's got that, like, I'm in that wheelhouse of that, like, H1, H2, and H2O looking mask. And that's what I wanted. So that when I did my post work, like if you look at the photo that I shared today, you can really see it because I can really bring out a lot of the work he did on the mask,
right.
And the lighting and whatnot. And then like the next one that we're doing with this, it's going to be made exactly like this, but it's going to be even that much more weathered. The concept we're doing is the 2018 mask, but not going that far with it. You know, where it's close enough, but you're going to see still a lot of the shape. You know what I mean? Of the Michael mask,
right?
Which I think is going to look phenomenal because he just, like I said, he's really good at doing it. He gets the idea that I want. So yeah, I mean, like I said, whatever he charges, I don't care because he's good at what he does, and he makes sure that you're happy with it. And if you don't, like, you know, like the problem that I'm having with the hair on this is just a little too dark, send it back, he'll swap it out and you're good to go and not even charge you for it. So that's customer service. That's what I like. Take care of you.
Cool. So this mask is an All Hallows Ghost MMK. I got this off the website michaelmyers.net. It's a community of Halloween fans and mask collectors, and this is independently created. Obviously, my mask, so is Tony's. These are not things you can buy in stores, and which is why they look as good as they do. And this is, I just was part of. I don't really frequent the community too much anymore. There is a Facebook page as well, the michaelmyers.net Facebook page, where a lot of masks go up there for sale. And there's a lot of the independent, you know, sort of on the down, not on the down low, but on the, I'm going to say black market, but not really, you know, but the independent scene where mask makers will, and, you know, when I started collecting Michael Myers masks in 2009, you know, now everybody and their fucking uncle wants to make a Myers mask, and there's a lot of them out there that do. But in 2009, there was only a select few that were sort of the go-to guys, one of them being JC, James Carter, who's still quite big in the space. He didn't do this one, but he's still quite big in the space. But the guy that did do this was a guy by the name of Mike, I believe. His first name was Mike. I think he was Canadian. I say was. I don't know if he's here or not in the, like, you know, here or in the States now. I think he was in Canada, I should say, in Vancouver, if I'm not mistaken. But he went by the acronym AHG, All Hallows Ghost. And this is what this is. But this is an MMK Kirk mold, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but they got their hands on actual Kirk molds. And then, of course, there's NAG, which stands for Nicholas Art Gallery. I think he even has a website as well, and he creates oh, there goes my light. Must be over 2 hours. Yeah, it is. He creates independent masks and all that kind of stuff, but they're not cheap. You know, I mean, expect to pay anywhere between, you know, I'm going to say between $300 and $500 for a mask like this. I mean, but it's worth it because this isn't your Walmart mask. You know,
it is, and not like Dave's saying, the quality is good, but most importantly, not only the quality, whoever you do get from, you want good customer service. You want someone who's going to take care of you in the process of it, because you're shelling out some money, and if you're going to shell out that kind of money, you know what I mean? Because like Dave said, there's like every Tom, Dick, and Harry is basically making these masks now. I mean, you pull up on YouTube and I see rehauled Michael Myers mask, like popping up, especially this time of year. It's like constantly popping up. And it's just like, well, how long is this? For me, I'm going to ask the question, how long has this person been doing it? What type of service am I going to be getting? And I was just fortunate enough through doing the show with Dave, meeting Chris, who introduced me to the guy. And I can't speak enough about, how he takes care of me, and he's just really good at it. And a very cool guy. And I'm sure, Dave, you've had the same interactions with your dudes.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
Did you get the soundtrack, by the way? I kept showing it to you.
No, I haven't got the soundtrack yet.
You haven't
Not
gotten
yet.
Kills?
No, not yet. But
Get it, man. It's really good. I mean, I still think I like 18.
I want to get it on vinyl.
But I will say, the callback songs, I just wish they had a different picture. I was like, when I pulled it out and I saw her, I'm like, no, like, give me her. I want her, not her. What are you doing?
That's funny.
Maybe they'll give me her. They'll give me Allison in ends.
Maybe.
So.
Yeah, I hope so. I want to see the Allison character be lifted up and
I want her to
have
go
more
balls to the wall. I want balls to the wall. Sidney Prescott, fucking Nancy Thompson, fucking Jenny. I know I'm purposely messing up the name because here it comes. You're saying it right. It's whatever.
It's Jenny. That's
what I want to see out of Allison in Halloween Ends. That's what I want some Ripley ass kicking moments.
I thought you were just going to say you want some rippling ass. Anyway, Matthew Feresi sends in $4.99 and says, congrats on 25,000 subscribers. Can't watch tonight. Saving this classic for October 31st. No problem, Matthew. Thank you very much for the super chat. And thank you. 25K. Hard to believe. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool indeed. Fast Forwards 289 sends in $19.99. Thank you very much. Very generous. And says, Dave and Tony, since the Elm Street house is on the same street as the Doyle house, it is no. The Elm Street house is not on the same street as the Doyle and Wallace house. It's well, I'll finish reading the question and then I'll answer. Dave and Tony, since the Elm Street house is on the same street as the Doyle and Wallace house, if they had used it in the film, how do you think it would have changed the movies of Elm Street for the fans of both series? Okay, well, first of all, the Elm Street house is on a street called Genesee Avenue, and it's off of Sunset Boulevard in West Hollywood. And there's a video on my channel. If you YouTube Dave McRae, oh God, I don't know what it is. Dave McRae, Elm Street to Doyle House or something like that. I shot a video in 2019 where I started on Genesee Avenue in front of the Elm Street house. And this is when the Elm Street house actually had the red door. Right now, the Elm Street house is actually on the market. It's for sale for over $3 million, but its door is not red. Its door is black. Its door was red for years. And
that house is for sale for $3 million?
$3 million. And
That's too much.
The door, well, I mean, it's location, right?
I get it. But that's way too much for the size of that house. It's not a big house.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's yeah. But it was red. It was red for years and years. And when I was last there in 2019, it was red. It was red. You saw, I'm sure you've seen some of the photos and the videos I've taken in front of it. But anyway, but it's black right now. The door is black. So I'm kind of hoping whoever buys it kind of paints the door back to red, because I think that would be cool. But anyways, maybe they don't want to, maybe they're just kind of tired of people like me,
showing up
and going, it's like, oh God, there's another fucking Freddy idiot outside.
That's true.
Get out of here, you son of a bitch.
People might not be
drive
so
by
inclined to take. Will not be so inclined to take the photos anymore because the red door's not there.
Because the red door's not there.
It's like, yeah, it's the Elm Street house, but it ain't the Elm Street house unless you have that red door.
Yeah, or the blue door. It was blue in the first movie.
Or blue. Yeah,
but anyway, I digress. So so there's a video on my channel where I drive, and I rented a Mustang convertible. And the reason I did that is so I could have the top down, so I could actually film things and not be obscured by the windows or the roof or things like that. So I was taking advantage of this, and I was able to film starting at the Elm Street house, and in real time drive down the street to Sunset Boulevard, turn left onto Sunset Boulevard, drive like a block or two, just a couple of seconds, and then turn right onto Orange Grove. I think it's Orange Grove. And Orange Grove is the street where the Doyle and Wallace house are. Like they're literally, you could walk from the Elm Street house to the Doyle house probably in like 5 minutes. It's that close. So there is a video on my channel where I show in real time how close they are. So they're not on the same street. But to answer your question, if they were on the same street, do I think they would have utilized them and how that would affect both movies? I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, I mean, one, if Carpenter utilized it in any shots, I mean, Nightmare hadn't been out at that time. So for Carpenter, it would just be another house in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? It would just be part of the scene that he's filming, and it just happens to be there. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Nightmare on Elm Street
hadn't happened yet. That's right. That's a good point.
Wes doing it would be entirely different, obviously. Whether Wes was, inspired by or something, I don't know. I mean, I'm saying in the hypothetical scenario, if it was shown in the Halloween movie,
right?
One can argue saying that maybe Wes, saw the house in Halloween. He was like, yeah, that'd be a great house for a horror movie.
Yeah.
I mean, but since that never happened and you explained the locations of it, then yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what was going on there. Super chat from PC Pierce. Hey, PC Pierce, I haven't seen that name in a while. Thanks, buddy. $4.99 says, given all the criticism of Kills, is there a way for you to ever think zombies films are better than David Gordon Green's? How bad would Ends have to be? Well, again,
I can tell you this much. Any reference of COVID in Ends, it will be worse than fucking Zombies Halloween 2. I don't care if it's a subtle reference. Worse.
Well, then there could be a good chance.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it. No,
I know.
It'll really piss me off if he does that.
I'll say this. So like it's a very black and white question, right? I'm a more surprise. I'm a more nuanced person. And so my first thing is, well, what are we measuring, right? Like, I don't not like Rob Zombie's films because, like, there's a variety of reasons I don't like them, right? It's not just one kind of thing. So,
can't be because he says, bitch, I'm going to skull fuck you, right?
No. Well, that's not the reason I don't like the movie. That's something I don't think is necessary, but I get what you're saying. Like some people have said to me, well, you like the brutality in Halloween Kills, but you don't like the brutality in Rob Zombie's Halloween. Fake poser. That doesn't make any sense. It's like, well, no, it does make sense because we're measuring two different things, right? I'm not, how do I explain this? So it's like with Rob Zombie's Halloween, there's more going on there that I don't like. It's not just the brutality. It's the backstory being told. It's everything as a unit, right? It's everything firing on all cylinders that I'm not, it's hard for me to get behind something that for me as a Halloween fan misses the mark on so many levels, not just one. When it comes to Halloween Kills, for example, I've been very clear by saying I really like the change in tone back to a more cooler kind of thing. And then you got the Myers house and the way Courtney looks. There's a lot more for me to like in a more brutal film that I can get behind that and enjoy the experience more. Now, if I was hired to write Halloween Kills or write a sequel to Halloween 18, would I be the one to make it as gory or graphic? Or no, I still wouldn't have done that, right? I would have been more kind of in the shadows and stuff. Not that I wouldn't have had kills or on-screen deaths, but certainly maybe not as grotesque. So it's more nuanced. It sounds like such a cop-out answer, but I don't mean it to sound that way. It's like there's a lot of different variables at play for me to be able to say, wow, this sucks. Rob Zombie's films are great now. It's like, it's not that black and white for me. Rob Zombie's films are dog shit. Like, they are, and two things can be true at the same time. David Gordon Green can deliver a dog shit.
Is a good movie.
I'm talking about his Halloween films.
His Halloween movies. Oh, okay, gotcha.
In my opinion, right? If you like them, that's great. Stop worrying about what I think and fucking enjoy them. Who fucking cares what I think? God, so many. Them. Well, it's just funny. People take things so to heart.
I like the first one, and I like the opening of Halloween 2. The hospital sequences. The hospital.
That's cool. That's a cool sequence.
The hospital sequence that Rob Zombie created is one of the best Halloween cinematic moments of the whole franchise. It's so well done.
Yeah, it is. I agree with
that. But then the rest of it's just like
no, I agree with that.
We went off the tracks real quick.
It's a good question. Like to be fair, it is a good question, but it's hard to answer because I can understand now why a lot of people don't like answering hypotheticals, especially when you care about giving a good answer, because there's so many things you have to think about, and you can take like 30 minutes to answer it. You know what I mean? Because these aren't usually questions that can be answered in one sort of just kind of thought. The question is there a way for you to ever think zombies films are better than David Gordon Green's? How bad would Ends have to end? Or how bad would Ends have to be? Better than David Gordon Green's? I mean, catastrophic failure, I guess. I mean,
listen. Resurrection to me is the worst in this franchise. And if he has any reference of COVID in Ends, Resurrection will no longer be the worst in the franchise. Okay.
Wow.
I don't care if there's a subtle hint. I do not want to see Laurie and Allison going to get fucking COVID shots. I don't want to see fucking people wearing masks. There's only one motherfucker I want to see wearing masks, unless they're filming it on Halloween night, and that's different. It's costumes. But I'm talking like, you know what I'm saying? Like masks. Like, I don't want any of that shit in Ends, any of it. Fucking dog shit. I don't care. Resurrection will look like Citizen Kane compared to that shit. I don't care what
Tony said it. You heard it here. Yeah. Tony has spoken.
Because we don't go to movies, especially Halloween of all movies, to have politics or fucking what's going on in the real world. This is fantasy. We go to escape this shit. We deal with it on a daily basis. And after you told me that, man,
Well, it's all in the execution. We'll see. Oliver Mercer sends in £5 and says, "Hey, Dave and Tony, regarding the Halloween 2 Halloween Kills Annie death shot, I feel they could have used a fresh new scene, like Brackett at a funeral, perhaps." Yeah, they would have had to have used a different actor or done some serious deep fake, which would have increased the budget. Yeah. No, I think it's fine. And for all of you out there that are now claiming Halloween 2 is canon, it's not.
It's not.
They just
pulled the scene.
But they pulled that moment of him looking at Annie's body. I think it's safe to assume that that's probably how it would have played out anyway. So they just took that moment and showed you. It doesn't mean that Halloween 2 is canon. I can just hear people, "You're such a pretentious douchebag, Dave." It's like, no, I'm not. I really am not. It's funny that I get labeled that. I can see why some people might think that, because I'm blunt, right? I'm blunt and I'm loud, and I can, be intrusive and loud. I can understand that. Sometimes loud people are thought of as arrogant. DreedMem77 sends in $10, says, "D&T, since he did such an amazing job with The Last Jedi, should Rian Johnson have been assigned to write and direct Halloween Kills? What do you think he would have done with it?" I have no idea. I have no idea what he would have done with it. Definitely not. I think
he would have made Michael drink milk.
I was just going to say Michael would have been sucking on an alien tit and drinking green milk. That's what would have happened. That's what would have happened. Brandon Taylor sends in $4.99, but he retracted his message. Oh, that's too bad, Brandon. But thank you for the donation nonetheless. Joseph Formato sends in $5, says, "Halloween theory. Charlie Bowles is related to the Myers family, possibly Michael's uncle on his mother's side." Ooh, interesting. I don't think everything needs to be connected, but
I think when we say it at times, we say it for fun.
Yeah, for sure. Brandon Taylor. Here's Brandon Taylor. Maybe this is what he was going to say. Sends in $4.99, says, "Dave and Tony, huge fan. Love you guys. Do you think in Ends they will give Lindsay more screen time? It'd be cool if they made her a badass with Laurie." I do believe they will. I believe David Gordon Green has said that you're going to see more of Lindsay in Ends. Yeah. And I'm glad, because I actually think out of all the legacy characters, she was, and she didn't have much to do, but with what they gave her to do, I think she was the strongest. She was my favorite.
Absolutely. God,
out of all the legacy characters.
Seeing Lindsay in those scenes and kills, like, fuck yeah, that was great. Yeah. I'm a little torn on, do I want to see her go in Ends? You know what I mean? Like, I kind of don't now, you know what I mean? The selfish me wants to see her make it through the end, but if she goes, okay, I get it. Here's the thing. If you're going to kill Lindsay now off at this point, I will say this. you better give her a good send off. No fucking Tommy Doyle. I'm going to come at you swinging with a bat like this bullshit. And then I'm going to stare up like, you know, like don't, you know, give her, really think it through. And give her a solid send off if, you know, whether it's saving Lori or something. I don't know, whatever.
No, I agree. Yep. I agree with that. I do. I totally.
But if she survives, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Brandon Taylor sends in $4.99. No, I already got that one. Nick sends in $5. Says, Dave, I seen a pic today from Kills of a woman in the town mob going after Michael with an iron. Yes, intentional or just a sexist funny film mistake? I didn't even think of that. This goes to show you how I just don't think of that stuff. Not that I'm not.
Wait, what was the question?
Oh, okay. So there's a shot. One of the girls or one of the mob people who happens to be a woman, has an iron in her hand. Now, Tommy has a bat, you know, somebody else has a gun and whatever.
Oh, okay, at the end of Kills.
Right. There's a woman who has an iron in her hand, and there's been this meme going around of the screen capture kind of saying she came to fight Michael with an iron. And anyways, Nick is just saying that, do you think it was intentional or just a sexist funny film mistake? Well, first of all, I don't think it was sexist. I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying I think it was just, maybe it was meant to be funny. I mean, maybe Danny McBride wrote that part, but I see it as just, you know, people grabbing everything. Like they're not giving much time to think about this. It's like, just grab shit right now and grab whatever you can fucking find and come with us. We're going to beat the shit out of Michael Myers. So if she was in the middle of ironing something, she just probably thought, I'm just taking my fucking iron.
Hey, listen, you start whipping an iron around at someone and hit her in the face with it.
That's going to fucking hurt. That's going to hurt, man. That's going to hurt. So I think that's what it was meant to show. It's just that people were just grabbing shit. Like maybe, maybe you see somebody with like, I don't know, like a hammer in their hand, or you see somebody with like a snow brush from their car or something, you know, like just that you don't see that. But I mean, that's the impression I got. And the only one that can answer that is David Gordon Green and Danny McBride. Sweet tea. The tea is sweet tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Sends in $10 US. Thank you very much, Sweet Tea, for the channel, my friends. Be safe too. Oh, and P.S. Happy Halloween. Thank you very much, Sweet Tea. Really, really appreciate that. I think that, oh, no, wait. I thought I had all the super chats there. There's a few more that have come in. Jace Bale sends in $9.99, says, for the channel, keeps a burnt out healthcare worker entertained. Happy Halloween. Well, thank you, sir, for being a healthcare worker in this crazy time we're in. And always remember to take time for yourself. Take time for yourself, chillax, watch a movie, you know, and fucking, yeah, you know, it's, don't forget to rejuvenate the engines. But we're very glad that we can keep you entertained. Tony and I love entertaining people. So, appreciate the $9.99, buddy. And then Alex Jones. My name is Alex Jones. The frogs are gay.
Man, I tell you what, whoever creates the Alex Jones memes out there, the video memes, they're fucking hilarious.
Oh my God, they're great. They're great. Well, this is the real Alex Jones right here. He's a big fan of the show. I'm a big fan of the show, Dave. I don't know if you guys knew this, but did you know the actor who played the inmate from Halloween Kills and H18 died a couple of months ago? I did know that. I just thought that was crazy and super sad. Yeah, it is unfortunate. The guy that actually in Kills, that was in 18, but also in Kills, the Danny DeVito inmate guy, he passed away a few months ago. So that's unfortunate. That's too bad. Rest in peace to that gentleman. And then the Dark Light sends in $2, says, I left. Did you get my $5 super chat about Halloween? Ooh, I might not have. Let me go back and see. I don't remember answering that one. Let me go back. The Dark Light. I'm not seeing it here. Just 1 second. When did you send it in? Oh, no, there it is. There's the $5 one. With all the Halloween films, merchandise, mask rehaulers, do you think Michael Myers and the Halloween franchise has crossed 1 billion in sales? 1 billion in sales? I'm going to say out of all the films, merchandise, rehaulers, the billion in sales, it's possible, but 1 billion is a lot.
It's a lot. I would definitely say, if anything, it's definitely in the
well, it's a few hundred million for sure.
I was gonna say it's got to be closing in on 500 million. If it's not, if it, like you said, 1 billion is a lot.
People don't understand how much 1 billion really is. I mean, it's 100 million millions, isn't it, or something, or 100?
And just think of 100 million.
Yeah, exactly. It's 100 million millions, or 100, or
no, it's 10
million millions. 10 hundred millions.
Yeah,
100 millions or whatever. Like, I mean, it's like, I mean, it's
insane,
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy money. When those superhero movies make that kind of money, or like Titanic or Avatar, and like that's like, it's nuts. I mean, I don't think we're going to see that anymore, to be honest with you. I think we're changing on box office, how that's going to work. But when those movies were doing that, like that's insane.
Well, it's funny when and we got to go here in a second. When
oh shit, it's almost 9.
I know. We're almost on for 3 hours here. But hey, it's Halloween. If you want it, like, for a bit of perspective, and this is obviously, it's not an exact science, but well, it is in this sense, but I find it interesting when you calculate how long, and I'm not accurate on the numbers, but just to give you perspective on how much 1 billion is. If you say, like, if you were to go back in time 1 million minutes or something, you would go back, like, I don't know, like a few years or something like that or something. But if you were to go back like 1 billion minutes, it jumps like centuries.
Past our lifetime.
It jumps centuries. Like, it's something ridiculous. It's something like that. It's like, whoa! Now imagine the difference between 1 million and $1 billion. You know, it's like, oh my God. You know, it's like, think it's a whole other level.
Can a person in their lifetime count to 1 billion?
I don't know. Hey, Google, how many minutes is, no, how do I phrase this?
How long would it take to count to 1 billion?
I know, Google, shut up, just be patient. How many years ago is 1 million minutes? Oh, hey, Google, how many years ago is 1 million minutes?
1 million minutes is equivalent to 1.903 years.
1 million minutes is 1.9 years. 1.9 years is 1
million.
1 million minutes. Hey, Google, how many years is 1 billion minutes? Listen to this, folks.
1 billion minute is 1,901.326 years.
Oh, 1,000 years.
So no, so you can't count to 1 billion.
Oh, well, you might be able to count to 1 billion. I don't know, but oh my God, did you hear that? 1 million minutes is 1.9 years. 1 billion minutes is 1,000 years. Oh my God. Like, holy shit.
You said 1 million minutes is 1,000 years.
Right.
You still can't.
No, 1 billion.
I'm sorry, 1 billion minutes is 1,000 years.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could count to 1 billion in your lifetime.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy.
Ask Google, how long would it take for you to count to 1 billion?
Hey, Google, how long would it take to count to 1 billion?
Here's a summary from the website airandspace.c.edu. Billion. To count to 1 billion will take you about 30 years.
30 years.
Oh, so you can do it. Yeah, you're going to waste 30. But think about it. You would have to waste 30 years of your life to count to 1 billion.
Yeah. Think about that. To count to 1 billion would take you 30 years. This is of your life. I mean, this is what is so crazy. Like, people just, it's hard for people to wrap their minds around, because people toss around billion like it's, so that goes to, like, when a movie makes $1 billion, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's a different level.
30 years counting that money.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, these super chats. Thank you, Alex Jones. Oh no, that was the dark. No, that was the That was a dark light. That was the dark light. Thank you, dark light. Robert Kitzmiller sends in $5, says, what was it like the first time you had sex? No, just kidding. What was it like the first time you visited the Myers house? I'm going this weekend and can't wait. Ooh, you're going this weekend. Congratulations. Very fun. The first time I went to the Myers house was November 2015. I had flown to LA for the Voice Arts Awards. It was a very exciting time. It was my first nomination and my first time at Warner Brothers, and it was just a very cool experience. I wasn't on YouTube in the same capacity I am now, so you guys probably don't remember that because I was sharing the photos and the experience on social media, but obviously I didn't really. I had a YouTube channel, but I wasn't doing this at the time. And but it was a really, really cool experience. That was when I saw Kurt Russell. We were staying at the Roosevelt Hotel, and he came down, and I saw him there, and that was really cool.
Saw a good old snake.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing, and I recognized his voice. Where myself and my girlfriend are coming down the steps because we're waiting for our driver to take us over to Warner Brothers, and then I hear this voice. I'm like, it sounds like fucking Kurt Russell, and I move to the side. It's fucking Kurt Russell. And he's in a tuxedo. Now, he wasn't going to the Voice Arts Awards. I don't know where he was going, but he was with like an older guy, whatever. I didn't see Goldie Hawn. Maybe he was going to meet her, but that was really cool, right? Anyways, it was a whole cool experience. We went all out because it was my first time being nominated. Not my first time in LA, but my first time being nominated sort of at this level. And it was a really, really cool experience. So naturally, of course, I had to go over to Pasadena to see the Myers house. So I did. We drove over to Pasadena. It took us about, 20 minutes or whatever. And I got out and I walked up to it. And I remember thinking, this is fucking cool. Like this is, I've been there a few times now, but it's cool. Like it's the Myers house.
And to think it was, this fucking close to being destroyed.
Yes.
Yes. It was on its way out. So
yeah.
I forget the guy and he bought it for something like ridiculously cheap too, right?
Yep.
But then it cost him a little bit.
Yeah,
to have
it was born.
And
yeah, sorry, go ahead. It was just a delay.
No, I was saying I've seen the photos of them having it on the truck.
That's right.
Being,
That's
moved
right.
over and
it was only moved 100 yards. It's not that far. It literally is not that far from where it used to sit. So yeah, it's.
So thanks to that dude for saving that fucking house.
For sure.
Because if he didn't, it would have been destroyed.
Absolutely. It was very cool. Harry Hagen, my man. He says, my main man Dave for the channel. Congrats. Thank you very much, Harry. Really appreciate that. Sends in $1.99. Thank you so much. And then Brandon Collins sends in $2. Says Halloween franchise has crossed 709 million worldwide. There you go. I guess thanks to Halloween 2018 for sure. 709 million worldwide it's crossed, and that's probably without inflation. And then Logic Fan sends in $1.99, says, hey, Dave, have you watched the Lost H5 opening? I have. It's garbage. Nick sends in $10.
The witch doctor.
Yeah,
guy?
Dr. Death. It's terrible too. It's just as bad. Sends in. It's cool to see from a general interest sort of thing.
There's nothing cool about it.
There's nothing cool about it. Fucking sucks. It's nothing cool. Fuck sucks. Shut up, Dave. Shut up. Nick sends in $10. Says, I clearly remember my friends and I seeing Halloween in '78. We left the theater forever changed. We were damaged, scared shitless. Johnny C. John Carpenter. It's your fault I turned out the way I did. Trent Reznor. Yep, that's right. That was he's the singer of somebody or a band member of somebody. Trent Reznor, isn't he with a band?
He also
or something?
I think he did a version of the Halloween.
He did.
Really,
he did.
Really
yes, he
popular
did.
That people liked.
Yep, he absolutely did. He absolutely did. All right, listen, folks, that is going to do it for Tony and I. Yes, I believe we are. I don't think there's any other super chats.
Next week, make sure you let them know.
Yes, next week, it's Two Dudes will be back on Sunday, not Monday, Sunday, October 31st. It's Halloween, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing it at 8 o'clock p.m. because we want to give some time for the kiddies to go out trick-or-treating, the parents, really. Kiddies shouldn't be watching us. We want to give some people some time, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over on the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast channel, Frank and Darren are watching Halloween 2018. So you're going to have a great double feature on Halloween Day between Frank and Darren at the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast and Tony and I here on Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. They're at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in for both. We can't wait to see you guys. They're watching Halloween 18 and we're watching Halloween Kills. So make sure you tune into that. Tony, any last things you want to say?
No, this was fun revisiting the OG, the original, and
I agree.
Yeah, looking forward to doing Halloween Kills.
I agree.
Sunday.
For sure. This was a lot of fun. Thank you to our great moderators, Frank Riker, Tabitha Short, Darren Sands, and Chris Baber for doing what you guys do. Really appreciate it. And thank you to all the Super Chat questions that came in today. And sorry we couldn't get to the non-Super Chat questions. Like I said, when a lot come in, we got to obviously put those into the priority bucket. So I know you guys all understand that.
For those who we couldn't answer questions to tonight, here you go. Yes, no, maybe, yes. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Yes, no, maybe. Take that and apply it to yours, and maybe you'll be right. Maybe you'll
Take
be right.
it. Maybe I'm sure one of you guys. It's going to apply to some of you. I'm sure.
That's it. All right, folks. In the meantime, and in between time, have a great rest of your week. Well, I'll probably be back, but we'll see. All right.
You'll be back.
Cheers.